morning, Swain Event listeners. It may be cold outside, but the local real estate market is hotter than a Times Square Rolex. If you have questions or are ready to move forward with buying, selling, or investing in real estate, then give me a call. Jennifer Morris with Keller Williams Realty, 865-694-5904, or email me at jennifermorris865@gmail.com. And go Vols!
If you're coming to Knoxville and need a place to stay, do yourself a favor and book a room at Hampton Inn Paper Mill, also known as the Hampton on the Hill. This award-winning property is literally in the top 5% of all Hampton Inn properties. The GM, Stephen Lawrence, is a good old local boy who grew up in the business around Knoxville. He and his staff are always available, always willing to help, and will go above and beyond for their guests. The newest Hampton Inn in Knoxville has clean, affordable rooms, flat screens, fridges, and microwaves in every room. Plus, breakfast is included in every rate. Not to mention, there's also a pool and fitness center on site. If it wasn't so close to amazing restaurants, bars, and shopping, you would never want to leave. At only 6 miles from campus, you're still right in where the big orange action is. Go to HamptonInn.com, search Knoxville, and book your room at the Hampton Inn Paper Mill, or call 865-693-5400.
Deep down the middle's got his man, and he's gone. Jason Swain, touchdown.
It's time for the Swain event.
Guess what time it is? My time. You can check your iPhone. Better say it's our time.
With your host, Jason Swain.
My man.
Real sports talk for the real sports fan.
All you chumps are gonna bow when I whoop him.
It's time for the Swain event, fueled by Dead End Barbecue.
Give me 2 pounds and a Ric Flair.
Swain Event, SwainEvent.com, fueled by Dead End Barbecue, top 100 barbecue restaurant in America. 865-200-5503 is our telephone number to the B-Dry Waterproofing Hotline. It is Monday, March 9th, 2 minutes past the top of the hour. Ben McKee, Jason Swain. Ben, good morning, sir.
Good morning. How are you?
Man, wonderful. I am wonderful, my friend. We're on 850 AM, 100.9 FM, WKVO Sports Radio. SwainEvent.com is where you can stream us. Free app. You can download and listen there. Swain Event in your Apple Play or your iTunes store, App Store, or Google Play. And then you can check us out on Swain Event TV, Periscope, Facebook Live, and on YouTube. You can view us there and watch the show 7 to 10 a.m. See, what happened was, I don't really know what happened on Saturday.
Yes, you do.
At 12 o'clock. Because what I thought was going to happen is that Tennessee would come out with their NCAA hopes on the line and not get blown out. But I don't know what that was on Saturday. And in Auburn's first matchup with Tennessee on this program, the one guy that worried me more than anybody else was Samir Dowdy. He didn't go off in the first matchup like he did on Saturday, but he was instrumental in Auburn's 17-point comeback at Auburn. But on Saturday, ooh boy, I think he just hit another three-pointer.
He literally did, because we're watching the replay on your television here in the studio, and he literally just hit a wide-open three and got to the bucket without much resistance. I mean, he was the difference in the basketball game. I thought he and then bad Josiah Jordan-James showed up. That's really all you need to know.
I thought Auburn didn't shoot threes like this year. I thought that was last year.
They didn't until Saturday. It was the first time all year that this year's Auburn team reminded Bruce Pearl of last year's Auburn team. And, of course, it was against Tennessee.
On senior day.
Yeah.
Emotional day with Lamonte Turner, Jordan Bowden. They're playing their last game at Thompson-Boling Arena. Luckily, it's not the last game for Tennessee, so Jordan Bowden has a chance to kind of avenge the team's success in a couple more games or lack thereof.
May not even be the last home game he plays.
It may not be. You're right. NIT is around the corner. But
And Tennessee will definitely be playing in the NIT unless it finds a way to win the SEC tournament in Nashville.
they'll be hosting one for sure too, right? They'll be one of the
I
top
don't know.
seeds.
I don't know how that works.
They should be one of the top seeds.
Not according to NIT bracketology.
Oh, God.
They're like a 4 or 5 seed.
They should. Well, at least
I don't know how that works.
if we're higher than the opponent, then we should be hosting a game.
Is that how it works?
Yeah.
Okay. Forgive me for not being
another good thing too is
up to date on
the
NIT.
tickets is first come first serve at NIT. So there's not like if you get a ticket, you just get a ticket to the game, and then you can sit kind of wherever you want to. I do remember that from Conzo years.
That's interesting.
Yeah, so your boy gonna be on the floor, VIP
Next to Bobby Mays.
That's right. Scoot over, B Mays. Scoot over, Haslam.
Yeah, Saturday was not fun. Just not a overall great sports weekend for Tennessee. I don't know what the women were doing on Friday night against Kentucky. We're just going to keep it moving. Saturday, I thought the team fought hard against Auburn. They were able to come back and get it within 2 there in the second half. At one point, 2 or 4 in the second half, and their defense just let them down. Samir Daddy is a good basketball player. He's not that good. He's not good enough to where he should drop 32 on your head, in my opinion.
Player of the year candidate now just because of that performance.
So, I mean, and like I said, he's a good basketball player, but a lot of his production was because he was wide open because Tennessee had a lot of poor switches on defense and was just leaving him wide open. A lot of breakdowns on the scouting report, in the words of Rick Barnes. So,
And
you kind of beat yourself in a way.
And he's hot, and you go underneath the screen.
Yes, which is
Guys,
the most ridiculous thing ever.
He's hot. Make him drive. Make him pass the ball. Don't go underneath the screen and give him a wide open shot. I mean, if the screen is set right there at the 3-point line, you can't go under. It's one thing if the screen is set higher, you can get under and still prevent him from shooting it. But if the screen is set right there at the 3-point line, you go under. That's an easy shot for him. 50% Auburn shot from the field. 50%. Some of us can shoot 50% or can't shoot 50% just standing in the gym by ourselves shooting baskets. That's half. Last time I checked in my math class from middle school, 50% is half. I mean, it's 50% right on the dot. 50.0% Auburn shot from the field. And I think you hit kind of the nail on the head. Tennessee's worst defensive performance that we've seen in a very, very, very long time.
Yeah, and it's just maddening over and over and over to watch Tennessee just leave somebody wide open. If Josiah Jordan-James, if Jordan Bowden, if whoever, Santiago has a hand in Samir Daddy's face and he's just busted them left and right, then cool, whatever. I'll take my L and I'll go home. But to leave him wide open and him make all those threes just makes it even 10 times more infuriating. I mean, you could put me and you out there. I know you'll at least go 50% if they leave you wide open out there. I even have a chance to go 50% if you leave me wide open out there. Just put a hand in his face.
But as I think about this basketball team, and you think about how they played against Kentucky, how they played against Florida, 2 wins there, it was only right that they were going to lose to Auburn because why? This team is inconsistent. They're inconsistent. And the SEC is wacky.
Yes.
It's been wacky all year long. Tennessee goes up there and beats Kentucky, wins a game at home against Florida, and then with everything on the line, play flat like we did against Auburn. That's just been the SEC this entire season. It's no excuse. It's just kind of the facts. It's a wacky season here in this conference. And so as we approach the SEC tournament, I'm looking forward to some more wackiness, and hopefully it benefits Tennessee. But I anticipate some upsets. I anticipate some more wackiness in Nashville. I really do. Tennessee will play Alabama next. You had trouble guarding the three against Auburn. Alabama is the last team that you want to play in the SEC if you're having trouble guarding the three, because they will put them up.
Yes. And John Petty is back from injury.
They will put them up.
With a week to heal.
They will put them up in transition. They'll put them up off one pass in the offense. They'll put them up in your primary break. They'll put them up in the secondary break. They'll put them up from the parking lot, from the bathroom, from the bench. They don't care. They will put them up, and you better have a hand in their face, because if you let one person hit two in a row, guess what's about to happen?
A third one.
A heat check, and the third one's going up.
Mm-hmm.
So you better defend the three-point shot this week in practice.
Yeah.
Period is that. Period, point blank. Rick Barnes talked a little bit about how you play how you practice, and on Thursday they didn't have the greatest practice. Yeah. Some of the guys didn't have the greatest practice, and it showed.
Yeah, he said that the ones who did not perform well against Auburn are the ones who did not play well against Auburn. So there is a correlation. It always starts in practice. Just not a fun weekend of sports for Tennessee athletics. Both basketball teams with a dud. Tennessee baseball took a step back. Just could not hit the baseball for whatever reason. Just not a fun weekend. But I am excited about the week ahead. SEC tournament. SEC play begins for the baseball team.
Mm-hmm.
A good opportunity to bounce back on the road at South Carolina. But I'm excited for the SEC tournament. It begins on Wednesday. Tennessee plays on Thursday, and Tennessee has a chance to beat Alabama. Absolutely does, and then to turn around and beat a weird Kentucky team. Kentucky did not look good over the weekend.
Which Ashton Hagans has had a rough stretch of 7 days.
Did you see the Snapchat?
Oh, I did.
Out here looking like a Georgia football player.
Oh, I saw the Snapchat. Who had the most impressive performance against Tennessee, Samir Dowdy or Ron Howard? Kentucky's SEC Player of the Year, and should be a finalist for National Player of the Year. I mean, she's averaging, 24 points per game, which is third in the country. And she effortlessly put in, 20-something points, had a couple threes herself. So, most impressive performance between the two. Samir Dowdy or Ron Howard?
I don't know. Neither one had a hand in the face for the majority of the game.
Swain event. We'll take our first break of the day. Hour one is brought to you by Hiller Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electrical. Be right back.
While the other guys are taking guesses, the Swain event is taking you behind the scenes and in the huddle every morning from 7 till 10 right here.
When you see the happy face on our truck, you'll be smiling because you'll know that you're in love.
Beat the heat and save big with Hiller's HVAC replacement special. Save $1,000 when you purchase your new HVAC unit from Hiller before March 31st. After that, prices start rising. Don't be caught without AC this summer. Visit happyhiller.com to learn more.
Call the happy face truck today.
You don't have to take an L just because you can't listen to the Swain event live. You can catch up on the podcast posted daily on the app, online, and on iTunes.
Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union, a place where you belong.
Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union has helped people save money for almost 80 years. Whether it's free checking, financing a vehicle, or purchasing that new home, Alcoa 10 is here to help you. Better rates, better service. Check them out at atfcu.com.
Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union, a place where you belong.
Member NCUA.
You're driving home, flashing blue lights in your rearview mirror. You pull over, step out of your car, and the next thing you know, you're being arrested for driving under the influence. Now what do? We all should be responsible. But remember, just because you're arrested doesn't mean you're guilty. Call criminal defense and DUI attorney Marcos Garza at 865-540-8300. The investigative teams at the Garza Law Firm know the justice system inside and out. They utilize cutting-edge technologies and investigative methods to prepare your specific case. Before you plead guilty to any criminal charges, call criminal defense and DUI attorney Marcos Garza. Put his number in your phone right now, 865-540-8300, because you never know when you or a friend will need it. Don't say guilty. Say Garza. 865-540-8300. 865-540-8300 and GarzaLaw.com.
If you want to chop it up with the fellas, call the Be Dry Waterproofing Hotline at 865-200-5503.
You do get a chance to go out there and play some Bammers this week if you're Tennessee basketball. Tennessee football got a commitment from a player from Alabama. Too much Alabama in our lives the last couple days. Auburn, then you play Alabama on Thursday. I'm okay with the Alabama commitment though. I'm okay with that. Seemed like a really good player from the Mobile area. Not a ton of big-time offers yet, but it's early. We know those come later in the spring, and we'll see what happens with Alabama and Auburn and some of the other schools, if they will go after him, maybe Florida State, because he's right there around the corner from Tallahassee. But Tennessee did pick up a commitment. A recommitment too, right, Ben?
Mm-hmm. Isaac Washington. And I thought that was a good sign. If you remember, on last Tuesday, Austin Price came on this very show. Austin Price, a very good friend of the show, came on the Swain event and said that this was a big weekend for new defensive line coach Jimmy Brumbaugh, because guys like Peyton Page, the 5-star defensive tackle from North Carolina, Isaac Washington, who decommitted and cited Tracy Rocker leaving as his reason for decommitting, those guys were going to be back on campus, and that this was a crucial weekend for Jimmy Brumbaugh to quickly establish a good rapport with those young men. And I think it's a good sign that Isaac Washington recommitted to Tennessee after spending a weekend with Jimmy Brumbaugh.
How should I feel about the recommitment? I mean, should I feel any different than the decommitment?
Well, I think the way I'm viewing it is exactly what I just said. I think it's a positive sign on maybe what – I think it's a good early return on Jimmy Brumbaugh.
As far as, like, Isaac Washington's commitment, like, how much stock should I put in it, or how much should I be confident that he's going to stick? Like, usually, I guess, when you have a decommitment and they recommit – surely they're not going to decommit again, right?
Right.
I mean, because this all happened pretty fast.
Yeah, I would. For me, I feel fairly confident in it and am pretty excited about it, simply because he did cite Tracy Rocker leaving as the reason as to why he decommitted, and that makes sense. I mean, if you really like the position coach, I know they always say pick the school, not the coach, for that exact reason. But if Tracy Rocker was a big reason as to why he picked Tennessee and he moved on, then I understand him decommitting. It wasn't just him just loving recruiting and he had gone to South Carolina and loved the visit and then decided to decommit.
Let me break this down a little bit more for you. You're married. I'm married. How would you feel if your wife on your first date was like, hey, let's get married? And you were like, oh, okay, cool. Let's go get married. First date, let's go get married. Let's go to Vegas. how confident would you be in like her feelings towards you and your feelings towards her, and like the foundation of that relationship? Like, how confident would you feel in that?
Not too confident.
So I asked you what I asked you because, like, Isaiah Washington recommitted the first meeting of him and Jimmy Brumbaugh. Like, that happened really fast. I always expected them to get to know each other, couple text messages,
couple dates.
Yeah, a couple dates, some DMs, some long conversations where, you asking each other, you sleep? You sleep yet? You tired? You sleep yet? You trying to stay on the phone? You half sleep? No, I'm here. I'm here. Hey, wake up. You sleep? No, I'm awake. I expect some of those before we commit again. That's all I'm saying. I'm a little surprised by the recommitment. I'm happy for it, but I'm being realistic here. That's why I'm asking, like, okay, how should I feel about the recommitment? Should I feel like it's a solid commitment and we're not going to have another decommitment from Isaiah Washington? Obviously, he's a really good player. One of the best players in the state of North Carolina. Big body, 265 pounds, and he's playing a position that we need. Mm-hmm. We need a lot of. So,
and not only that, but if you remember, Austin Price has repeatedly said that he is well connected to many players in the Carolinas in this recruiting class that Tennessee really wants. So he could, not saying that he will, but he could prove to be that Vic Wharton, Jalen Hurd, TK Jr. type of linchpin that kind of links everybody together.
I hope so, man. I hope so. 865, 255-03. Tennessee pulled within 6 in the second half against Auburn on a Vescovi corner 3. And, at this point, I felt good. I was like, oh, yeah, we're about to come back. We're about to come back. Tennessee got not Tennessee, but Auburn picked up a technical foul, and the momentum felt like it was swinging in Tennessee's way, man. I felt like we were about to come back and win that game. But see, what had happened was
we forgot to guard Samir Dowdy.
Forgot to guard him, man. Forgot to guard him. And his Philadelphia tattoo, because he's from Philly, mm-hmm. So his Phillies tattoo, it gave me flashbacks to my childhood when, again, my aunt, who I lived with my uncle and my aunt was a big time Braves fan, would sit there and watch baseball all day long, man. All day long.
I love it.
So if I had to watch TV, if I wanted to watch TV, I had to watch it too. There's only one TV in the house. This was before I got a TV in my room. When I got TV in my room, it was on. But before then, I was watching Young and the Restless, General Hospital, and the Braves.
Well, that's
growing up. So
I can deal with the Braves, not the rest.
Man, and so I remember the Phillies used to give the Braves some trouble there, in the 90s. And I just remember Dalton and those Phillies. And I just remember that logo. And I was rooting for the Braves. Like, I was a Braves fan in my childhood because I didn't have a choice. I still like the Braves now just because they're the closer team. But I'll be honest, I don't I don't love baseball. I like World Series baseball. I like playoff baseball. But that Philadelphia Phillies tattoo on Dowdy, it just burned in my brain. And we saw a lot of that over the weekend because he did hit 8 threes. My goodness. He took over, man. He took over.
It was very frustrating to watch. If you remember last season, I was very annoyed and frustrated with Tennessee's poor job of switching on the perimeter. And in my opinion, it led to quite a bit of open threes for opponents. And it was a problem for Tennessee last year. But because of Grant Williams and Admiral Schofield and Jordan Bone and Lamonte and Bowden and Kyle Alexander, they were able to overcome it on the offensive end. And this year they had done a fairly good job of not allowing that problem to persist. But it reared its ugly head on Saturday because they did a terrible job of switching. And not only on the 3-point shots with Samir Dowdy, but there were multiple occasions when John Fulkerson and Santiago would switch for whatever reason, and Fulkerson would be matched up on Samir Dowdy or one of their guards on the perimeter, and then Santiago's matched up on one of the big men down in the post. And then either they would feed it to the big man, and the big man would go to work, or on 3 separate occasions, the Auburn guard took John Fulkerson off the bounce and had an easy bucket at the basket.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the whole Vescovi Folky switch. That's not good. You can do a Josiah James maybe Folky switch and get away with it on the possession because Josiah can kind of hold his own. But yeah, that's a mismatch.
I may be completely wrong. Obviously, I'm not in the huddle. I don't know the game plan, but they were switching everything. And if they are switching everything, that's usually the coach telling them to switch every single time.
Yeah, well,
and I may be wrong, and maybe that's just basketball 101 for Santiago and Folky not to switch in that particular situation, and Folky get matched on to a guard, and vice versa with Santi getting matched on to a postman. But it does look like they switch every single time, and usually that is a direction from a coach.
Well, one thing we can expect this offseason is Vescovi. He'll be better defensively.
Yes, I hope.
He'll be better defensively. He'll be quicker. He'll improve his foot quickness, his lateral quickness. He'll be better defensively. Offensively, he can shoot the basketball. One of the best strokes in the SEC. Pure from the free throw line. Don't have any questions offensively except for like turning the ball over, things like that, getting caught in the air. But that's an off-season upgrade there for Vescovi, improving that quickness, and he'll be better on defense. He'll have a better understanding on defense as well. Again, he's still a freshman who joined this team in January. Does that make him still a freshman now? Because usually this time of the year, freshmen are really not freshmen. They're closer to their sophomores than being freshmen. But
like Josiah and Olivier.
Yeah, but Vescovi was here in January. He just got here in January. It's just March. So technically, the season is 4 months?
Mm-hmm.
But Vescovi's been here 2. So he's still a freshman? And Josiah's more of a sophomore?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Okay. Just want to make sure. All right, going to the text box this morning.
Because there's kind of 2 seasons, non-conference play and then conference play. And Santiago did not participate in non-conference play.
Yeah. Jason on the text box says, good morning, guys. Is Craig Fitzgerald allowed to give summer enrollees a detailed workout and conditioning plan so they're not so far behind when they report to classes? Thanks, love the show. Absolutely. You get that book during the spring. I mean, I got that book during the spring. We're talking 2003 spring. That was 17 years ago. Oh, my gosh. But I got a book. You get a book of exercises to do in the weight room, of the conditioning plan, and you do that. Biggest question is, who you going to do it with? Who at your school has the opportunity like you have? Most of the time, 99% of the time, when Tennessee gets a player from a high school, that player is usually the best player on the team. And there's not a ton of players that have the same opportunity as the Tennessee player who just signed. Unless you go down to Whitehaven and you clean up there. But my point is, you're on a mission as a high school senior. You know what you need to do. You know that you want to come in shape. So, but you're running by yourself. You're lifting by yourself. Even if you have one person with you, the intensity level is not going to be there. It's not the same as it is when you're lifting with your team. When you have an assistant strength coaches spotting you on the bench or spotting you on the squat, and you think you're done, but they go, one more. And then you pushing, and you do one more. You're like, oh, no, I don't have anything left. And they say, one more. You got one more in you. You got two more in you. You're like, what? Two more? But when you're by yourself, you may not have a spotter. You should, but you may not have a spotter. So you're really able to push yourself that extra mile, that extra inch, like you would in a weight room setting with your team. That's the difference. The intensity level is the difference. But yes, you do get a workout, and yes, it's above board. It's not illegal. Speaking of illegal, I did see Ashley Hagen's what's that, Snapchat?
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's not a good idea for athletes to post photos of their money and videos of their money. It's just not smart.
Terrible idea.
It's just not smart. Whether it's legitimate or not, it's just not a really smart idea. It's really not a smart idea for anybody. It's not a smart idea for anybody to post money or post a video of them flashing stacks of cash. It's not a good idea. All you're doing is inviting someone to come take it. That's all you're doing. It's not smart. And if you're Ashley Hagens, all you're doing is inviting questions about your program and about your eligibility, which is not smart anyways because you already mentioned in the FBI documents. Whatever, man. Whatever. Man, we about to start paying recruits now. I got $1.
Rick Barnes doesn't need to pay recruits to get 5 stars.
I didn't say it's sport. I don't care what sport it is. I'm tired of everybody else doing what they need to do. It's time for me and you to take matters in our own hands, Ben. You and me. You and me, Ben. You ready?
I'm ready. If you're ready.
I got $1.
I've got about 50 cents.
So basically, we can offer a recruit lunch money. That's it.
He can get a soda.
They can have pizza on Friday, square pizza on Friday, corn,
and
milk.
Debbie.
I think it's Jello. They still doing Jello on Fridays. That's all we can offer you. So we hope you come here. Hope you like the facilities in Knoxville. That's really all we can offer is lunch money.
And the tradition and the fan base.
We hope you like those things. Swain Event. Be right back.
For a replay of each day's Swain Event TV, like us on Facebook.
With smartphones being such an integral part of our daily lives, it is truly an inconvenience when it doesn't work properly. It disrupts the normalcy of our day. When you go into the cell phone store to have it repaired, they just try to upsell you on a new phone. That's why the owner of iDrop, T. Kell, left those places and opened iDrop. His goal is a happy customer. T. Kell and the team will listen to what you have going on and work to solve the problem of your broken device in a way that best suit your needs. Instead of trying to upsell you on something that you just don't need. They don't just repair phones, they can service your laptop or PC as well as your Mac. Windows 7 support is over, but iDrop can help you transition to Windows 10. They have a 5-star rating on Google with hundreds of positive reviews. Let me say that again. I don't think y'all understand how big this is. They have a 5-star rating on Google. Their customer service really speaks for itself. So if you ever find yourself with a device that isn't performing as it should, give iDrop a call at 865-888-9740 or check them out on Facebook at iDrop of Knoxville. If man made it, they can fix it.
Craving flavors that don't take hours in the kitchen? Mrs. Grissom's cheese spreads and chicken salads are the perfect go-to. Ready-to-eat meals and snacks found in the meat or dairy section at your local grocery store. Whether you crave the classic Mrs. Grissom's pimento cheese or the gluten-free select varieties like the cranberry pecan chicken salad, enjoy small-town flavor in every bite. Select the best. Select Mrs. Grissom's.
Fellas, I have a very important question to start the new year. Have you noticed a lack of energy, motivation, and drive? It could be from low T, or it could be from something else, like sleep apnea, or even low thyroid. Start your new year healthier with a quick and easy health assessment at Low T Center. They treat more than just low T, including sleep apnea, low thyroid, and more. It's covered by most health insurance. If you've been feeling tired, grumpy, have weight gain, or loss of muscle, call 865-392-1388 or go to lowtcenter.com. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare. When I made the move to my own studio, I was worried about this. I was worried about that. I was worried about, hey, did I get this piece of equipment? Did I get that piece of equipment? Does that sound good? Does that not sound good? One thing I didn't have to worry about, that was office furniture, because Office Furniture Outfitters met my furniture needs. With a 50,000 square foot facility, they have East Tennessee's largest selection and are the best value for new and used office furniture. Located in Knoxville, it's easy to find everything you need for your new space, including desks, file cabinets, chairs, conference tables, and more. Office Furniture Outfitters is turnkey. They came to my place, we mapped everything out that was needed, they delivered, and get this, set everything up. To learn more about what Office Furniture Outfitters can do for you, log on to ofonox.com. That's ofonox.com.
You don't have to take an L just because you can't listen to the Swain event live. You can catch up on the podcast posted daily on the app, online, and on iTunes.
Around the SEC, powered by 42nd Street Marketing, your game-winning play call for design, marketing, and branding.
Swain Event, SwainEvent.com, fueled by Dead End Barbecue. Ben, what's today?
Monday, March 9th.
Do you know
2020?
Do you know why today is so special?
Because it is the first day doing the show after we sprung ahead.
Yeah, I mean,
technically,
you did lose an hour.
Our body clocks think it is 6:36 right now. Even though I actually feel pretty lively this morning.
I feel good, man.
I do too.
I'm good to go. Yeah, that's true too, Ben. But what else?
I don't know.
Today is the first day that the pig wings will be
how dare I forget,
available at Dead End Barbecue. What are pig wings? Pork shanks, smoked, flash fried, dusted with the barbecue dry rub with Dead End Barbecue. Served just like a chicken wing, but it is a pig wing. Oh my goodness. They will be available at Dead End Barbecue starting today. Also, the grilled cheese sandwich. It's not your normal grilled cheese sandwich either. It is pimento mac and cheese in between two buttery grilled pieces of bread, Texas toast, and along with other cheeses melted inside. Just a sandwich of gooeyiness.
So,
and then tomato soup.
I'll meet you there at 12:30.
Yeah, sure. Let's do it.
Sounds good.
Yeah, that works. That works for me, my friend. All right. So what do we have for around the SEC?
A lot of SEC basketball stuff,
okay,
as you might expect, because the SEC tournament begins on Wednesday. Taking a look at the scores from over the weekend that determined the SEC bracket. We know what happened in Knoxville, so we will skip that and head on over to Nashville, where Vanderbilt beat South Carolina 83-74. Scottie Pippen Jr. had 21 points and 4 assists as Vandy won their second straight SEC game.
Wait a minute.
Vanderbilt is on a longer SEC winning streak than Kentucky.
Who they beat before South Carolina?
Alabama.
Ooh.
Jerry Stackhouse has done a tremendous job.
Wait a minute.
As crazy as that sounds.
Martin lost to Vanderbilt?
Yes.
Bubble team Frank Martin?
Yes.
I like Frank Martin. What I meant to say is bubble team South Carolina. Lost to Vanderbilt? Man, I bet he cussed everybody out in the locker room.
You already know. He tends to lose a lot of weird games that he probably should not lose.
Wow.
Kentucky beat Florida. They were down 18 at one point in the second half. I believe they were down 18 with about 10 minutes to 18 points and 7 rebounds. Kentucky wins 71-70 on the road. Georgia did not put up a fight against LSU.
Hold on. Scott Strickland, listen to me. Scott Strickland they're going to make a run in the tournament.
Just like Auburn did last year.
I hope it's not like Auburn. I hope it's about, like 2 games. Get to the Sweet 16 and lose in Sweet 16. That's what I want for Auburn.
I like it.
Excuse me, Florida. I want them to win 2 games. Yes, I'm rooting for Florida to win 2 games because the last thing we need is Florida to make a change and go get John Beilein. We don't want John Beilein in the SEC, and we dang sure don't want him at Florida.
No, we do not.
So go Mike White. We hope you are successful at the SEC tournament, and we hope you win 2 games in the NCAA tournament. It's about the bigger picture, Ben.
No, I absolutely agree. I need Florida to keep Mike White around as long as possible. LSU beat Georgia 94-64. Marlon Taylor scored 30 points, and the Tigers won by 30. Missouri beat Alabama 69-50. Alabama looked terrible in the second half, and in the first half they just looked terrible overall. How do you lose to Conzo by 19 points? That is unfathomable to me. Arkansas lost to Texas A&M 77-69, and I don't care what anybody says, Buzz Williams is the SEC Coach of the Year. Nobody in the league has done a more impressive coaching job than Buzz Williams.
I agree.
At Texas A&M.
I agree as far as the coaching job in his first year at Texas A&M. But it's just really hard to go against what Kentucky's done this season, even though they haven't looked all that great in the last 2 games. I still will give the edge to Coach Cal because it's not like he has any lottery picks on this team right now. He lost a lot last year, but I look at this squad. He don't have a top 5 pick.
Not a top 5 pick. He has some fringe lottery picks in Emmanuel Quickly and Tyrese Maxey.
Yeah,
just because the draft this year is so weak.
Yeah, he's had to have again another transfer player. Nick Richards has been a guy that's been in the program multiple years. So I look at this season as a really good season for Coach Cal, but very impressive for Buzz Williams. He's done a really good job. Beat Auburn on the road a few days ago, giving Auburn their first home loss of the season.
Tennessee on the road.
Listen, why are you bringing up that? That's too old.
Remember about a month ago I told you we'd look back on that week losing to A&M and Mississippi State, and that would be the difference in Tennessee being on the bubble? If Tennessee would have beat A&M that night and not looked terrible against Mississippi State, where would Tennessee be right now?
Well, remember that Mississippi State game. Mississippi State was like on fire in the second half.
Mm-hmm.
I think we had a hand in their faces, but they were just shooting shots. And sometimes it happens, on the road, the crowd's into it, and they just really, really, really just fed off the crowd and just couldn't miss. Now, Texas A&M, no excuse for that game because A&M was missing shots all over the place, and A&M we got out rebounded, got a ton of offensive rebounds in that game, and just didn't have the energy. That game was very inexcusable. But you can look at Mississippi State and where they are now. They're not playing great.
They did beat down Ole Miss, 169-44. Ole Miss has really fallen off.
Everybody beats down Ole Miss.
Yes, Ole Miss scored 19 points in the second half. Reggie Perry had 22 points, 14 rebounds. And now, looking ahead to the tournament, the Wednesday games, the ugly games, Georgia, Ole Miss, that will be a miserable game to watch. And then how about this? Arkansas plays on Wednesday.
Anthony Edwards. I get to watch him.
Yeah, that's true. Vanderbilt and Arkansas is the other game at 9 o'clock. I think that's actually an intriguing game. Vanderbilt's been playing well. Arkansas has a high-octane offense at times.
I'll turn in just to watch Saban Lee.
I'll watch just because it's the SEC tournament.
Yeah.
And then on Thursday, you'll have Alabama, Tennessee. Florida plays the winner of Georgia, Ole Miss. Missouri, Texas A&M plays each other. And then South Carolina plays the winner of Vanderbilt, Arkansas. And then the 4 teams that have a double bye in the tournament is Kentucky, Auburn, LSU, and Mississippi State.
Do you see an upset in the first round? Do you see an upset? So that upset would be, I guess, Georgia's 13th seed against Ole Miss, Vanderbilt, Arkansas. Do you see upset in the first round?
I'll take Vanderbilt over Arkansas.
What about in the second round Thursday? Do you see an upset?
Let me get to the
Two
list
games.
of
It'll be Alabama, Tennessee, Texas A&M, Missouri. See Missouri beating Texas A&M?
No, and I think Tennessee will beat Alabama. I don't think Florida will lose to Georgia or Ole Miss. I could see Vanderbilt winning two games in the tournament. I could see Vanderbilt beating Arkansas and then turning around and beating South Carolina. I could see it happening. I don't necessarily think it'll happen. I think they'll win one because they've been playing well. Arkansas is inconsistent. You never know which Arkansas team is going to show up. Vanderbilt of late has been playing more consistent basketball. And then South Carolina and Frank Martin tends to have duds here and there, as we saw this weekend and as we see in non-conference play. So I can see Vanderbilt going on a little run in the tourney.
Man, I can't wait for Attaboy today. We got some good stuff today for Attaboy. Over the weekend, we saw some really positive stories that I want to highlight when we come back from break. 865-255-03 is our number here to the Swain Event Hotline. Ben McKee, Jason Swain. Hour 1 is brought to you by Hiller Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electrical. Stay with us. Be right back.
At work? Can't call in? Don't feel bad. You can talk to the guys on the text box. It's part of the free Swain Event app.
If you're coming to Knoxville and need a place to stay, do yourself a favor and book a room at Hampton Inn Paper Mill, also known as the Hampton on the Hill. This award-winning property is literally in the top 5% of all Hampton Inn properties. The GM, Stephen Lawrence, is a good old local boy who grew up in the business around Knoxville. He and his staff are always available, always willing to help, and will go above and beyond for their guests. The newest Hampton Inn in Knoxville has clean, affordable rooms, flat screens, fridges, and microwaves in every room. Plus, breakfast is included in every rate. Not to mention, there's also a pool and fitness center on site. If it wasn't so close to amazing restaurants, bars, and shopping, you would never want to leave. At only 6 miles from campus, you're still right in where the big orange action is. Go to HamptonInn.com, search Knoxville, and book your room at the Hampton Inn Paper Mill, or call 865-693-5400.
B-Dry is celebrating 60 years of protecting homes across the U.S. They are the basement and crawl space experts. There has been historic rainfall in East Tennessee recently. If you are experiencing wet foundation walls, puddles on your floor, or water where your floor and wall meet, then you should call B-Dry. They have over 500,000 customers nationwide. B-Dry gives free estimates for all homeowners, financing is available, and if you mention the Swain event, B-Dry will give you $500 off a full perimeter basement waterproofing solution. Wet basement? Better call B-Dry, 865-588-0454 or online at bdry.com.
We're here with Dr. Michael Carlson of Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine to discuss stem cell treatment and PRP. If you have orthopedic injuries such as shoulder pain, knee pain, Achilles tendonitis, or tennis elbow, you should give them a call.
That's right, Jason. We specialize in regenerative non-surgical orthopedics. So we treat damaged tendons, ligaments, and joints by using ultrasound-guided injections with stem cells or PRP. And this form of treatment actually stimulates the body's own reparative process and allows for healing of the damaged tissue.
So, Doc, what makes your training different than others?
Well, Jason, I've been practicing in Knoxville for 26 years, and I'm certified in interventional regenerative orthopedic medicine through the American Academy of Orthopedic Medicine. So unlike the big seminars that will advertise stem cells, fly someone in for a couple hours to talk about supposed stem cells that you order off of a shelf, then they'll depart, leaving the patient wondering who will be the person injecting me and what their level of training is. At Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine, I'm the one doing the procedure, and we're using your own bone marrow stem cells or PRP. So in other words, it comes from you and it goes back to you. So you know exactly what you're getting and know exactly the level of training involved.
Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine, trsportsmedicine.com. East Tennessee's leader in PRP and stem cell therapy.
Voted Best Barbecue in City View Magazine and a top 100 barbecue restaurant in the country, Dead End is a no-brainer when you are craving the smoky flavor of quality Q. Dead End makes it easy to enjoy their fantastic menu with online ordering and local delivery with Valet Gourmet. That's right, you can have Dead End brought to you. Can't think of the spread for your next event? Get Dead End to cater it. Check them out online, deadendbbq.com. Dead End Barbecue. The search is over.
I just wanted to come by and congratulate you on the great work you've been doing. I like your style. You remind me of a young me.
Failure is not an option.
That boy is good.
Always remind yourself, nobody built like you. You design yourself.
Attaboy.
Giving an attaboy to Tennessee's own former Tennessee linebacker, defensive end, whatever you want to call it, Kurt Magid, who made the trip to Cookeville, Tennessee, and connected with Samaritan's Purse, an organization based out of North Carolina that provides spiritual and physical aid to hurting people around the world. They are an organization there in Boone, North Carolina, and Kurt Magid partnered with them and served and helped victims from the tornado in Cookeville. So Kurt Magid made that trip there. Also, I want to give an atta girl to Tennessee's own Kara Lawson. Yesterday was International Women's Day, and the NBA, when you look at the NBA today, there's a ton of female coaches, a ton of female trainers. And so highlighting the women around the world in sports, I want to highlight Kara Lawson, assistant coach with the Boston Celtics. She gets my atta girl today.
Love it. It was cool to see, in addition to Kara Lawson, Candace Parker being honored at the SEC tournament, women's tournament over the weekend. Very cool. Very cool.
Tennessee's queen. Tennessee's queen. No, Buck Nasty. She's not going to go out on a date with you, man. It's not going to happen.
The All-SEC team will be released today. Will we be giving John Fulkerson an attaboy tomorrow?
And Big Orange Mac. Candace Parker's not going out with you.
Ever.
You can stop praying for that. I don't think that prayer's going to come true. John Fulkerson. I'm talking first team?
Mm-hmm.
Is there a second team?
Mm-hmm. There's a first team, a second team,
you're talking first team,
an all freshman team, and an all defensive team.
Are you asking me about just first team?
Mm-hmm.
You sure?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I think he should be. I think he should be.
I think he should as well.
Yeah.
But will he?
I think so. I think Tennessee's at the stage right now, even though we're at the middle of the league. Tennessee is respected in this conference based on what Rick Barnes has been able to do here. Last year they were one of the top 2 or 3 teams in the league all season long. Was the #1 rated team in the country. And I think when you reach that status, when you have players like John Fulkerson come out and play like they've played this season, especially late in the stretch, I think he's a guy that gets that nod. So, yeah, I think he deserves that nod, and I think he will. I think he'll get it. So, I hope I'm right, but I think he will get it.
Will Yves Pons win SEC Defensive Player of the Year?
He should, man, over the way Ashton Hagans has been acting. Him and Coach Cal had a little dust up on the sideline during the Tennessee game.
Yeah, he definitely served a 1-game suspension over the weekend. Kentucky kind of presented Ashton Hagans not playing over the weekend against Florida as Ashton Hagans needing some personal time, needing some time off to recharge his batteries, become a little more healthier because he had been dealing with injuries. It was a suspension.
Yeah, I'm giving it to Pons, man. You 6'6" and you lead the conference in blocks.
And
come on now.
He blocked a shot in every single game this season.
Yeah.
Do you know how remarkable that is? To block a shot at 6'6" in every single game this season? And he's 1 block shy from breaking the Tennessee single season record for block shots in the season.
And I don't think Pons has fouled out this season either. That's also
Well,
remarkable.
Yes, that is. I didn't even think about that.
Usually when you have shot blockers, they find themselves in foul trouble. And Pons, I don't think he's ever fouled out. So,
well, The Athletic put out their SEC accolades this morning, and Ashton Hagans was the defensive player of the year. Hagans is as tenacious an on-ball defender as there is in the country. He ranked second in the SEC in steals at 1.9 per game. Also considered here was Tennessee's Eve Pons. 1.9 per game.
Boy.
Also considered here were Tennessee's Eve Pons, who led the SEC in blocks, and even though he's 6'6", and Alabama's Herb Jones. So what's more impressive? Somebody who's 6'6", blocking 2.4 shots per game and leading the league, or ranking second in the SEC in steals at 1.9 per game?
Because I know somewhere deep down in my heart.
Man.
I really think the blocking shots is more impressive.
Here's why I'm crying, I guess. I want Pons to win it.
Mm-hmm.
But when you look at the stats, being first in the category is obviously better than being second in the category. But if we know basketball, when you have a point guard that provides on-ball pressure and is a great on-ball defender, it helps the entire defense. It sets the tone for the entire defense. You look at Duke, look at Trey Jones, his on-ball pressure sets the tone for the whole entire defense. All the rest of the four guys, it makes it easier. It makes it easier to steal. It makes it easier in all areas on defense. When you have a point guard that just makes it tough for the opposing point guard, Ashton Hagans being able to do that is actually more.
But Pons can do that.
Also take in consideration the number of shots that he has altered. So in both cases, the stats really don't do what they've done justice. Because Pons has probably altered more shots than he's blocked.
Mm-hmm.
And the goal is to affect the shot, right?
Right.
It's really no difference. Like if you block the shot out of bounds, it's not a big deal. But if you can affect the shot, and then the player misses it and you get the rebound because of Pons' presence, I'll take that over the shot being blocked out of bounds. Because you block it out of bounds, they just get the ball back again underneath the basket, and then you have to defend your own basket, which is not the easiest thing to do. Tough decision. Hour 2 coming up.
Touchdown or turnover is up next on the Swain event.
You're driving home, flashing blue lights in your rearview mirror. The next thing you know, you're being arrested for DUI. Be responsible, but remember, just because you're arrested doesn't mean you're guilty. Call DUI and criminal defense attorney Marcos Garza. Put this number in your phone right now, 865-540-8300, because you never know when you or a friend will need it. Don't say guilty, say Garza. 865-540-8300 and GarzaLaw.com.
JC's Tree and Landscaping Service specializes in quality tree work done at an affordable price. Trimming and removing trees are their specialty. They also offer other services like land clearing, stump grinding, crane services, and all of your basic landscaping needs for both commercial and residential. JC's will give you a free estimate and beat any written quote by a competitor to guarantee that you get the lowest price around. Don't risk your land with a fly-by-night service. JC's Tree and Landscaping is licensed and insured. Give them a call at 865-599-3799. When I made the move to my own studio, I was worried about this. I was worried about that. I was worried about, hey, did I get this piece of equipment? Did I get that piece of equipment? Does that sound good? Does that not sound good? One thing I didn't have to worry about, that was office furniture, because Office Furniture Outfitters met my furniture needs. With a 50,000 square foot facility, they have East Tennessee's largest selection and are the best value for new and used office furniture. Located in Knoxville, it's easy to find everything you need for your new space, including desks, file cabinets, chairs, conference tables, and more. Office Furniture Outfitters is turnkey. They came to my place, we mapped everything out that was needed, they delivered, and get this, set everything up. To learn more about what Office Furniture Outfitters can do for you, log on to ofonox.com. That's ofonox.com.
Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union, a place where you belong.
Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union has helped people save money for almost 80 years. Whether it's free checking, financing a vehicle, or purchasing that new home, Alcoa 10 is here to help you. Better rates, better service. Check them out at atfcu.com.
Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union, a place where you belong.
Member NCUA.
Touchdown or Turnover is backed by Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union, a place where you belong.
Touchdown Turnover backed by Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union, a place where you belong. Better rates and better service. Ben McKee, Jason Swain here with you. It is March and the grass is growing outside. That means gonna be some grass cutting here in a few weeks. That means algae is gonna be at all-time high. Ben, are you ready for algae season?
No. You know how my allergies are. I'm not looking forward to it.
You gonna walk around like Hitch, like Will Smith from Hitch?
Yes. Walk around with a box of tissues.
Oh man, touchdown turnover again, backed by Alcoa 10. Right now at Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union, there's a flash sale taking place. This flash sale means that rates right now are dropping as low as 1.99% for up to 78 months. You do not want to miss the sale because after March 2nd, the rates are going back up to 3.6%. Right now, 1.99%. Great time. Get that new car, that new recreational vehicle, camper, motorcycle, boats, etc. Or refinance from other lenders. You can do that at Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union. Touchdown turnover tomorrow. First day of spring football practice, Ben. First day outside. All right, touchdown turnover. Tomorrow, spring football practice. Harrison Bailey will look the best tomorrow. Harrison Bailey will look the best tomorrow. First day of practice, and it's going to be hard because everyone's going to look good. Everyone's going to look good. You won't be able to hit. So everyone's going to look good. Not going to be a pass rush. So everyone's going to look good. But go out on the limb. First day, Harrison Bailey will look the best for Tennessee at quarterback. Touchdown turnover.
I say turnover because it's his first practice at Tennessee. Jerry Garantano, it's his 5th year. Theoretically, JG should have a much cleaner, crisper practice. I just think naturally because it is Harrison Bailey's first practice and he will be trying to accomplish things that are just second nature to JG in terms of kind of the direction of practice and going from drill to drill and where the quarterbacks and receivers are going to do routes on air and just things like that, silly things that within a week or two, it'll be second nature to Harrison Bailey. But on the first day, he's kind of watching to see where everybody else goes rather than leading the way with guys who have just been here longer. So I'll say turnover for that reason.
Yeah, I say turnover too, and it's not something that I'm expecting. I'm not expecting Harrison Bailey to have the best practice as a freshman in his first practice at quarterback, and I hope no one expects to hear news from the first day that will suggest that he's the best quarterback after day one. Let's not do that. But no, I expect him to have a period where he's getting used to the speed of the game. He's getting used to, his receivers, because this is the first time that they'll be throwing in helmets. It'll be the first time that you'll be throwing in some type of padding. So first they'll be helmets, and then they'll transition into shells, and then by day 3 or 4 they'll be in full pads. I want to say day 3 they should be in full pads, but I may be wrong. I think spring practice you can get into the full pads a little bit quicker than in fall. But no, turnover, man. I don't think he's going to be the best quarterback. I don't know who's going to be really the best quarterback tomorrow, but I can see where Harrison Bailey's going to have some time to kind of adjust. I think he's going to throw the ball well. There's no shoulder pads tomorrow, so everyone should look great throwing the football. Tomorrow, first day of practice, what to expect, Ben? You've been to enough first day practices during the fall and enough first day practices during the spring. What do you expect to see tomorrow? Same old, right?
Yeah.
Everybody be fresh. Everyone's cleats will be clean. Everybody be bouncing around, excited.
Yeah, and honestly, from a media perspective, and this is more so in the fall, once the season gets going, but it's really just an attendance check for the media, just to make sure everybody is accounted for. That's really why that's really the main reason practice is good for the media in the fall, is just to make sure that everybody is accounted for and everybody is practicing, and to see who isn't practicing, to see who is banged up and things of that nature. But in situations like this, in the spring and in fall practice, all the eyes will be on the new guys, on the new people, on Cade Mays, on Cooper Mays. Although Cooper Mays and the rest of the early enrollees and newcomers, they were honored during a media timeout at the basketball game, and Cooper Mays was on a scooter. So it didn't look like he had any intentions of practicing anytime soon. So I don't know that he'll practice tomorrow. But guys like Cade Mays, Velus Jones Jr., Harrison Bailey, obviously, and then the 3 other early enrollees, Jimmy Holiday, Dominic Bailey. I'm forgetting one off the top of my head. But just looking at the new guys is what the center of attention will be. See if JG has taken any steps forward, if Brian Maurer or JT Stroud, if they've taken any steps forward.
That's what we always do.
All eyes go to the quarterbacks.
All eyes go to the quarterback.
The new guys and quarterbacks.
Exactly, to the new guys. I think more new guys than the quarterback. The new guys get all the attention.
What if a new guy is a quarterback?
Well, I guess that's just the double whammy for Harrison Bailey. But the new guys get all the attention. And Cade Mays will get all that attention. Velus Jones will get that attention. The freshmen, the new shiny toys, will get a lot of the attention from the media. So you should hear a ton of updates from different media members. And there'll be about 88 of them out there covering practice. But you mentioned Cooper and Dominic Bailey, Harrison Bailey, Jimmy Holiday. Those are your 4 early enrollees. And then you got some transfers in. Miles Jones, Cade Mays, and Velus Jones. So they transferred in. Miles Jones, receiver from Nebraska. Velus Jones, receiver from Southern Cal. And we already know about Cade Mays, offensive lineman from the school in Atlanta. 865-200-5503. I had another attaboy that we did not get a chance to get to, but I want to also mention this attaboy, and that goes to Juwan Jennings. He held a donation drive for those affected by the tornadoes. And after the event, he went out and helped clean up in the Mount Juliet area. So Juwan Jennings also gets an attaboy, along with Kurt Majette for their work there in Middle Tennessee, assisting and helping tornado victims.
Very cool.
Taking a look at the text box this morning, see what we got here. Bauer 12 says Bailey will be named starter. Day one starter after practice tomorrow. Let's see here. Justin, wait a minute. Candace Parker is Tennessee's queen? Who was the better player, Shamika Holsclaw or Candace Parker? Ooh.
I'll let you answer that one, buddy.
Ooh. Ooh. Ooh, man. I don't think I want to answer that right now.
Why not?
Because I need to look up, like, I know Candace Parker won National Player of the Year twice, 2-time national champion, first overall pick in the WNBA draft. But I think when you say Tennessee Queen, I think what you have done off the court also matters. I didn't say Tennessee's best player. I said Tennessee's queen. That means how you carry yourself, staying out of trouble, how you represent yourself. I think Candace Parker has done that better. Shamika Holsclaw has a street named after her, no doubt about it. If we had any streets available, maybe Candace Parker would have one named after her too. We just don't have any more. But years ago, Shamika Holsclaw did get into a little problem there legally, and so that's why I would give the nod to Candace Parker just because of those factors. But basketball, I would probably give the edge to Shamika Holsclaw. In basketball, yeah, man, she was bad. She's a bad girl. So basketball on the court, Shamika Holsclaw, but just the overall body of work, Tennessee's queen being that label, I gotta give it to Candace Parker. What she's doing right now, come on, man, she's on TNT. She's the only female representing the way she's representing, covering men's basketball for TNT. I gotta give it to Candace Parker.
Yeah, there are a lot of really good females covering the NBA right now. Kristen Ledlow, Doris Burke, Candace Parker, so many great women who are serving as great role models for young ladies who aspire to do the same.
Yeah, but as far as Tennessee Queen, because that's
just a separate note.
Yeah, that's the message I got from Justin. Yeah, I gotta go Candace Parker, man. Gotta go Candace Parker. But Holsclaw was a better player. Bauer says Holsclaw has baggage, Parker doesn't. Justin says Holsclaw was a better player. So yeah, we agree. We'll agree. Let's see here. What else is? Ken says Vanderbilt is 11-20, 3-15 in SEC. Yes, they're playing better. Got 2 SEC wins late. But how's that a tremendous job done by Stackhouse? Don't see it.
What was Vanderbilt's record last year?
They didn't win an SEC game. I agree with you. I think Stackhouse has done a really good job. When you look at,
I think he has done more with less. Yes, he has only won 3 SEC games, and what are they? 11-20 overall. That is not good at all.
Wait, I need to ask Ken. Ken, have you watched Vanderbilt play other than when Tennessee played Vanderbilt? Because I think that's an important question. Because if you're just mentioning the record, that can simply mean you just went to go look at their record. You have not watched Vanderbilt at all. And if you have not watched Vanderbilt at all this season, except for when they played Tennessee, how can you make that statement just based on the record? Because if you watch them play and you compare it to how they played last year, remember, Vanderbilt quit in several games last year under Bryce Drew. Quit.
Mm-hmm.
There was dysfunction inside of that locker room. Those players hated him. And like I've seen Vanderbilt play this season outside of playing Tennessee, and yeah, they're not like gifted. They got some young players. Their best player is hurt for the second year in a row. But like you see them play, they play their butts off. They do. And yeah, you can sit there and say that Jerry Stackhouse has done a great job or tremendous job without really looking at the record. You can see how they play, and it's a night and day difference in how they played last year if you watch Vanderbilt play this season. But if you haven't and you just look at the record, then yeah, I mean, it's a 3-game improvement from last year in the conference, and it's easy to make that statement.
Maybe tremendous was an extreme
Little
word.
strong.
Maybe a little strong word to use on my part, but overall point was that he has done a good job this season with what he has. He has overperformed.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
Chip Payne says, "Oh, we know you're gonna watch Georgia play since you're a big time Dog fan. Are you gonna get your boy DJ Shockley to watch the game with you? Y'all can wear matching Anthony Edwards jerseys together." No.
What game did you turn on during the break? We were watching the Tennessee-Auburn game. Once that game ended, we went to break. And what game did you put on the television?
I didn't put any game on.
No, that's not true. We are watching a basketball game right now.
We are. I didn't put any game on. Actually, it was Tennessee, Auburn, and I don't have the remote in here because remember, my kids have my Roku remote in a different room.
That would be a good excuse if you didn't have the remote on your app on your phone.
Again, you said I turned it to a game. I did not turn to a game.
Mm-hmm.
It automatically played the next SEC game.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
And
so nice try.
I know.
Nice try. Nice
it's
try,
just a
Ben.
coincidence.
Don't let Chip Payne hype you up. Nice try. Nice try.
I'm going to choose to believe that you put Georgia LSU on the television.
No, I did not. It automatically played Georgia and LSU, and you know that's fake news because I hate watching LSU play. I can't stand looking at Will Wade's face,
especially when they were winning.
I've said this on this show many a time. I can't stand Will Wade's face.
I have a serious question, and I don't ask this with sour grapes behind it, but who complains more, Bruce Pearl or Will Wade? And again, I'm truly asking because they both complain a lot, and I don't think there's Cal complains as much. I think those three coaches are the coaches that complain the most in the league. Bruce Pearl, John Calipari, and Will Wade.
Where you put Rick Barnes in that?
Rick Barnes doesn't get technicals, so he's way on down the totem pole.
That ain't the question. You say complain. All coaches complain, don't they?
They all do, but some do it far more than others. Like Rick Barnes, if he thinks Rick Barnes will concede to the referees if he thinks, his player messed up and made the mistake, and he'll go get on his player as compared to the referee. Whereas Bruce Pearl and Will Wade, they'll complain about anything. I watched Bruce Pearl watch his Auburn player step out of bounds. Bruce Pearl with his own eyes. I watched him, saw his player step out of bounds, and still complain to the ref that he got the call wrong.
He want the foul. He want the foul called.
He wanted the foul call, and he was like signaling, saying, "No, that's our ball. That's our ball." When I just watched him watch the ball go out of bounds on Auburn. Like Auburn, LSU, Kentucky, Cal, Wade, Pearl, they complain about every single call. Rick Barnes doesn't complain about every single call. He will go get on to his player every now and then, rather than the ref if he feels like his player truly messed up.
This is what I'll say about your question. Will Wade seems like a whiny brat when he does it.
Yes.
But every coach complains because what you're doing is working the referees.
Yes.
That's what you're doing, man. You're working them. You're working them for the next call to go in your way. Hey, watch 3 seconds, 3 seconds, 3 seconds. Come on, man. Hand check. Oh, look, he's pushing my guy in the lane. Like you're working the refs, trying to heighten their awareness so they can make the next call. One of the coolest moments, and I'll use football as an example, and that is when Will Redmond, the Packers, was going up against George Kittle's tight ends of the 49ers. And Shanahan, before the play even started, before the ball was snapped, was in the referee's ear saying, "Hey, watch this hole right here in the slot." Because he knew Kittles had an out-breaking route, and just told the ref, hey, here it comes. And then when Will Redmond held George Kittle's flag, like that work was done even before the ball was snapped. And I think all referees will hear coaches complain to them. But who's more annoying? Oh, it's Will Wade. And, Bruce Pearl, he's very demonstrative in his complaint to referees. Who's more annoying is Stephen Pearl sometimes, because he's jumping up like he's a head coach too. But Stephen, my boy, though. Just want to say that for the record. But he is annoying during the game.
Stephen Pearl got a tech recently.
I know.
I can't remember which game
Texas
it was.
A&M.
That's right.
Texas A&M game, he got a tech. They got 2 techs in that game. I think Stephen got one, and I want to say Bruce got one because he was outside the coach's box. And that was a big momentum swing for Texas A&M in that game.
I feel like Will Wade, John Calipari, and Bruce Pearl complain more than anybody.
Oh, yeah.
And go to far more extremes.
Yeah.
And it's annoying to watch.
It is. But
I understand why
coaches complain.
Yes, but they do take it to another level.
Yeah. We were talking about Candace Parker being Tennessee's queen, and I was like, no, Buck Nasty and Big Orange Mac, you don't have a chance with Candace Parker. And Rodney says Buck Nasty has a chance because Candace was with Sheldon Williams. Rodney, good point. I stand corrected. Buck Nasty, you do have a chance.
That's a great chance.
Big Orange Mac, you do have a chance. But I don't know now, man. She big time now. Sheldon got her when she was just a freshman, sophomore here at Tennessee before she blew up. I don't think she's gonna be making that choice again. You gotta be on her level now. Don't let Chip Payne hype you up in. Let's see here. Alex in North Carolina said, let's be honest, if Pons was at Kentucky, he would be named National Defense Player of the Year.
Yes, you're absolutely right.
Maybe. But like we were having a conversation kind of off the air about Pons and Ashton Hagans, and as much as I hate to like take up Ashton Hagans, I think a point guard that pressures the ball the way Ashton Hagans does or Trey Jones does more for your defense than what Pons has done for Tennessee's defense.
I disagree.
That's fine.
Because I think Pons, he doesn't do it as effectively as Hagans does. Let me finish my point. I'm not talking about the blocks and the point that I'm about to make. Pons guards the other team's point guard, and that's what he doesn't do that as effectively as Hagans does, because Hagans is quicker, obviously. But Pons does present problems when he defends the opposing team's point guard. And as you mentioned, how many times has Pons altered a shot? He's done that about as much as he's blocked a shot. How many times has he blocked a shot and kept it in bounds, and that's led to Tennessee getting out on transition and getting a bucket? How many times has Pons' block energized the team?
I can't believe I gotta do this, man. Ugh. Oh, man. Being set up to win this one just because of who he's defending. Swain Event, Hour 2, brought to you by Alumni Hall. Be right back.
While the other guys are taking guesses, the Swain Event is taking you behind the scenes and in the huddle every morning from 7 till 10 right here.
We're here with Dr. Michael Carlson of Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine to discuss stem cell treatment and PRP. If you have orthopedic injuries such as shoulder pain, knee pain, Achilles tendonitis, or tennis elbow, you should give them a call.
That's right, Jason. We specialize in regenerative non-surgical orthopedics. So we treat damaged tendons, ligaments, and joints by using ultrasound-guided injections with stem cells or PRP. And this form of treatment actually stimulates the body's own reparative process and allows for healing of the damaged tissue.
So, Doc, what makes your training different than others?
Well, Jason, I've been practicing in Knoxville for 26 years, and I'm certified in interventional regenerative orthopedic medicine through the American Academy of Orthopedic Medicine. So unlike the big seminars that will advertise stem cells, fly someone in for a couple hours to talk about supposed stem cells that you order off of a shelf, then they'll depart, leaving the patient wondering who will be the person injecting me and what their level of training is. At Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine, I'm the one doing the procedure, and we're using your own bone marrow stem cells or PRP. So in other words, it comes from you and it goes back to you. So you know exactly what you're getting and know exactly the level of training involved.
Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine, trsportsmedicine.com. East Tennessee's leader in PRP and stem cell therapy.
When you see the happy face on our truck, you'll be smiling because you'll know that you're in love.
Beat the heat and save big with Hiller's HVAC replacement special. Save $1,000 when you purchase your new HVAC unit from Hiller before March 31st. After that, prices start rising. Don't be caught without AC this summer. Visit happyhiller.com to learn more.
Call the Happy Face Truck today.
Voted Best Barbecue in City View Magazine and a top 100 barbecue restaurant in the country, Dead End is a no-brainer when you are craving the smoky flavor of quality Q. Dead End makes it easy to enjoy their fantastic menu with online ordering and local delivery with Valet Gourmet. That's right, you can have Dead End brought to you. Can't think of the spread for your next event? Get Dead End to cater it. Check them out online, deadendbbq.com. Dead End Barbecue. The search is over.
You're listening to the Swain Event.
And you know this, man?
Hour 2 here in the Swain Event that is brought to you by Alumni Hall and alumnihall.com. Oh, man. Dude, I hate these conversations because when you have one Tennessee player and one player that's not Tennessee and you're trying to make a case for who deserves this award, it's easy for us to always pick the Tennessee guy. But just basketball, just taking basketball and a shot blocker who's averaging 2 and some change per game versus a point guard who's one of the best on-the-ball defenders in the country and who is averaging 1.9 steals per game. It's very impressive that Pons, who is 6'6", is leading the conference in blocks. This is not the SWAC or the OVC. This is the SEC. It'd be one thing if, like, Pons was at Murray State, he was 6'6", and he was blocking shots like Kenan Fareed or somebody. You can do that in those type of conferences, but in a major 5 conference, top 5 conference, leading the league in blocks, that's pretty dang impressive. But I think if you ask most basketball people, who would they rather take, an opposing point guard pressuring the ball, being able to do that for 90 feet, or a shot blocker who can play 1 to 4 guard, and someone who's blocked 3, 4 shots per game, somewhere around there.
2.4.
2.4. The ball pressure of the opposing point guard, man, is so key. And Ashton Hagans hasn't been the best teammate as of late. He hasn't. I mean, your coach asks you, do you want to go back in? And you say no. That's not a good look. You're the point guard. You're supposed to be the quarterback of the team. That's like a quarterback saying, I don't want to go back in after being pulled and the coach telling him to go back out there. You can't say no. But you look at Duke, and Duke has a legitimate chance of winning a national championship. You look at Kentucky; they have a chance. Both of their point guards are better defensively than they are offensively. Can they make open shots? Yeah, but that's not what they do. Ball pressure is what they do. And I think when you have a point guard that applies ball pressure, like Ashton Hagans and Trey Jones, they affect the game defensively more during the course of a game than how Pons affects a game defensively. We're talking like every possession almost when they're in the game. They may not steal the ball, but they're making it easy for their teammates to steal the ball. It's hard for a point guard to make passes if they can't see, if they can't make clear passes because there's someone always in their window, in their bubble. If the roles were reversed, if Pons was on Kentucky and Hagans was on Tennessee, I would probably make the case. I would make the case for Hagans over Pons, and I hope they pick Pons. I really do. But I got to give the advantage to the point guard that applies a tremendous amount of ball pressure, who also steals the ball 2 times a game. I had to give the edge there.
I just think Pons does more. Not only can he do more, but he does more as well. He blocks shots, alters shots, defends 1 through 5. He can and does put pressure on the ball. Hagans does it more and does it more efficiently, but Pons can and has done it on multiple occasions this week. He can guard out on the wing. He can guard down in the post. He can do anything you ask him to do, and I think he's made up for a lot of mistakes that his teammates have made this season, and he's blocked shots and kept them in bounds, which has led to points in transition and fast breaks, or just simply boosting the team and energizing the bench, energizing his teammates when Tennessee has needed it. Whereas if you didn't have Yves Pons, I don't think Tennessee's top 4 in the SEC in defense as a team. Right now they are number 1, or at least they were number 1 entering the weekend. But I think Yves Pons has that big of a presence on this basketball team, to where I don't even think that to be a top 4.
That's a stretch.
Defense. Who else is? I mean, what other defender do you have on this team?
Well,
I realize it's a team stat.
We made a whole case for Jordan Bowden 2 or 3 weeks ago when he was struggling shooting the ball and how great he was defensively.
Yes, he is.
So when you have a defense that is top in the SEC like Tennessee, it ain't you're not gonna drop all the way to outside the top 4 because of one player. It's this team's ability to be connected, communicate on defense, know their responsibilities, rotate, play great help side, play great effort. This team is a good defensive team. Pons' ability to block shots just adds another dimension. Like, he just cleans up at the rim, and you're right. Like, if you get beat on the dribble drive and Pons rotates over, he can alter shots. He can block shots. He can be the eraser in a lot of ways. That's 100% right. But I don't want to take too much credit away from the other guys who have done a good job defensively and say that Tennessee just wouldn't be in the top 4 if Pons didn't play. Josiah's a good defender. Yeah, he didn't have a great day as far as making decisions going underneath ball screens, but he's a guy that can guard 1 through 3. And if you're playing a shorter team, he can probably guard 1 through 4 as well. He can guard someone who's 6'8". He's 6'6". So he's a really good defender. Jordan Bowden is Tennessee's best perimeter defender. So we got some good defenders. But you're like, if anyone picks Pons over Ashton Hagans, I would totally understand. I don't think it's a wide margin. I just think I've seen Trey Jones play the last 2 years at Duke, and I've seen Ashton Hagans play the last couple of years at Kentucky. And Jordan Bowden ate him up last year. Mm-hmm. No doubt about it. Ate him up. But watching Kentucky this year, man, he sets the tone. He sets the tone because he's the point guard defending. And I would just give the slight edge to Hagans. And I hope I'm wrong. I hope they pick Pons to be SEC Player of the Year defensively. But how is that going to happen when Ashton Hagans is a candidate for National Defense Player of the Year and Pons is not? Are we going to say it's because it's Kentucky and Pons is at Tennessee?
No, and I told you during the break, even if Ashton Hagans was the one, if Yves Pons was at Kentucky and Ashton Hagans was at Tennessee, I'd be making the case for Pons.
Yeah,
because I think Pons does more. I truly do. And to my point about the team points per game, I do think that Tennessee would fall out of the top four because right now only 1.8 points separates them and Florida, who is in fourth. And I think Pons is worth more than that, honestly, because if you take Pons out of the equation, you have Jordan Bowden, you have Josiah Jordan-James, and I would even throw Devontae Gaines in there when Rick Barnes allows him to play, which I don't understand why he has not been playing more of late.
Devontae Gaines?
Yes.
It must be offensive.
I mean, it has to.
Yeah, it must be turning the ball over.
But I would have stuck him on Samir Dowdy at some point on Saturday. And I think he did at one point, and maybe Devontae picked up a quick foul or something along those lines.
Rick admitted to not playing his bench more.
Yes.
He admitted that he should have done that more. And when I saw the numbers of the minutes distribution, Olivier had, 3 minutes, 4 minutes? I think it was 4. And Rose had, 1 or 2.
Yeah.
And Gaines didn't have a lot either. No, Gaines had 4 minutes. Gaines had 4 minutes, and I was surprised that the Gaines only had 4 because he had way more than 4 on the road at Auburn. I mean, he was in there scrapping, making plays, and I was a little surprised he didn't play more because he has been playing, I think, some really good defense as of late.
Me too.
And he could have went in there and just played that Patrick Beverly role.
Just annoy them.
Yeah, just go
get on their nerves.
You just go in there, annoy them, and if you pick up a foul or two, it's not Jordan Bowden.
Nope.
It ain't Josiah James.
Nope.
Someone that's not playing a ton, that you don't rely on offense. I would definitely would have played Gaines a little bit more, and I think Rick Barnes admitted to that being a mistake of his.
But my point is, you had those 3, Devontae, Bowden, Josiah Jordan-James, you have those 3 that are good perimeter defenders. If you take Pons away from the interior, I think teams are getting to the basket at ease. Because as good
I'll give you top 4. I'm not giving you at ease, Ben.
What do you mean at ease?
You said that they would get to the cup at ease.
Yes.
I will give you that Tennessee may not be in the top 4 defensively, but I'm not going to give you that Tennessee will allow people to go to the cup at ease, what you just said.
That's fair. But they are getting –
I'm not giving you that.
That's fair. But even – especially in the game against Auburn, when Tennessee was at Arkansas, even Bowden and Josiah struggled at on-ball pressure at times.
Yeah.
And to me, especially with Bowden seems – at his best when he's following somebody in the offense compared to as the guy.
Off-ball defense is good for Bowden.
Yes,
yeah.
and Josiah as well because his length, it kind of makes it annoying for them to trail their guy. But Wes Rucker made this point on Twitter over the weekend, and I agree with him. Tennessee better hope that Keon Johnson and Jaden Springer are good on-ball defenders. And I think the word on the street is that Keon Johnson absolutely is, that he's a dog as a defensive player. But they need guards who can stick their man and stay in front of them, because that is really hurting this team. So if you take Eve away from this defense with the team's abilities to get to the rim,
I'll give you that.
That's tough.
I'll give you that. I give you that. As far as the top four, I'll give you that. I think Jaden Springer is a good on the ball defender from what I saw from him. There's no reason why a guy that is his height, who's able to be as explosive as he is, jumping and finishing at the rim, why he can't be a good on the ball defender. That's just because that's really want to. He has the physical tools to do that, and we know Rick Barnes has been great as a defensive technician. There's no reason why Jaden Springer won't be a good on the ball defender, and that may be the reason why he gets the nod over Vescovi when it comes to the point. Now, if you want to put Vescovi at 2 during some stretches with Jaden Springer running the point, and Springer guards the opposing point guard, and then you put Vescovi against someone who's more of a shooter instead of a driver, you can get away with that, unless Vescovi improves his foot quickness and his defense to be able to stay in front of folks. But the truth, Pons and Ashton Hagans are the 2 best defenders in this conference.
Yes. Are we going to get co-defensive player of the years? I doubt it.
When's the last time there was a co-award in the SEC?
I don't know.
In basketball?
I'd have to go back and look. And to your last statement, I do agree that Pons and Hagans are the 2 best defenders in the league. Also have to give a shout out to Alabama's Herb Jones. He has had a tremendous season as well.
Yeah, he's playing with one arm essentially, and to be able to do that with a soft cast and still get rebounds and still make plays on offense, that's a testament to him for sure. But I would love to see Pons get that award, man.
I guarantee you Hagans will get it, though, because he's at Kentucky. And I hate to say that and for it to be like that, but that's usually how this works,
and his team,
unfortunately.
And his team's better.
Yes, that's usually how it works.
I mean, you look at Tennessee. They cleaned up last year because Tennessee's team was better than a lot of other teams in the league. That's kind of how it works. I think now, honestly, Pons should get it. Dude, Hagans was suspended a game.
Well, last year they handed out co-defensive player of the year awards to Hagans, and last year was Hagans and Tremont Waters, and then the year before it was Chris Silva and Robert Williams.
Oh, so we're setting up for another co-defense player of the year, my friend.
Dude, 3 years ago, I forgot Lamonte Turner was technically co-sixth man of the year with Jonte Porter from Missouri. Co-freshman of the year that year was Colin Sexton and Kevin Knox. As I just mentioned, co-defensive player of the year was Chris Silva and Robert Williams.
We're getting a co-defense player of the year. It's happening, Ben.
He'll definitely be on the all-defensive team.
We're getting a co-defense player of the year. It's happening. It's happening. Ashton Hagans was suspended. Didn't play a game. So there's no way you can just give it to Ashton Hagans flat out, point blank, away from Pons. At least it needs to be co. So I think that's what we're going to get. Hour 2, brought to you by Alumni Hall and alumnihall.com. Looking for a different way to enjoy the Swain event? Then check out Swain Event TV, driven by Toyota Knoxville and ToyotaKnoxville.com. Follow the show on Periscope and Facebook Live. Don't just hear the show, see the show. That's Swain Event TV. While the players are gearing up for the gridiron, it's time for you to get geared up at Alumni Hall. Find the best selection of Nike, Nike Golf, Peter Millar, and all of those retro logos you love. And the 2 for $28 t-shirt deal? Game changer. And don't forget about the rest of your game day crew. There are plenty of options for the entire family and to upgrade that tailgate. Shop now at one of their 6 convenient locations in Tennessee or 24/7 at alumnihall.com. It's football time in Tennessee.
Hey there, Swain Event listeners. The new year is here, and it's that time for new beginnings and adventure, which may include buying, selling, or investing in real estate. If this is part of your 2020 plan, then give me a call, Jennifer Morris with Keller Williams Realty, 865-694-5904, or email me at jennifermorris865@gmail.com. And go Vols!
Fellas, I have a very important question to start the new year. Have you noticed a lack of energy, motivation, and drive? It could be from low T, or it could be from something else, like sleep apnea, or even low thyroid. Start your new year healthier with a quick and easy health assessment at Low T Center. They treat more than just low T, including sleep apnea, low thyroid, and more. It's covered by most health insurance. If you've been feeling tired, grumpy, have weight gain, or loss of muscle, call 865-392-1388 or go to lowtcenter.com. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
Craving flavors that don't take hours in the kitchen? Mrs. Grissom's cheese spreads and chicken salads are the perfect go-to. Ready-to-eat meals and snacks found in the meat or dairy section at your local grocery store. Whether you crave the classic Mrs. Grissom's pimento cheese or the gluten-free select varieties like the cranberry pecan chicken salad, enjoy small-town flavor in every bite. Select the best. Select Mrs. Grissom's.
With smartphones being such an integral part of our daily lives, it is truly an inconvenience when it doesn't work properly. It disrupts the normalcy of our day. When you go into the cell phone store to have it repaired, they just try to upsell you on a new phone. That's why the owner of iDrop, T. Kell, left those places and opened iDrop. His goal is a happy customer. T. Kell and the team will listen to what you have going on and work to solve the problem of your broken device in a way that best suits your needs, instead of trying to upsell you on something that you just don't need. They don't just repair phones, they can service your laptop or PC as well as your Mac. Windows 7 support is over, but iDrop can help you transition to Windows 10. They have a 5-star rating on Google with hundreds of positive reviews. Let me say that again. I don't think y'all understand how big this is. They have a 5-star rating on Google. Their customer service really speaks for itself. So if you ever find yourself with a device that isn't performing as it should, give iDrop a call at 865-888-9740 or check them out on Facebook at iDrop of Knoxville. If man made it, they can fix it.
For what is coming up on the Swain event.
B-Dry is celebrating 60 years of protecting homes across the U.S. They are the basement and crawl space experts. There has been historic rainfall in East Tennessee recently. If you are experiencing wet foundation walls, puddles on your floor, or water where your floor and wall meet, then you should call B-Dry. They have over 500,000 customers nationwide. B-Dry gives free estimates for all homeowners, financing is available, and if you mention the Swain event, B-Dry will give you $500 off a full perimeter basement waterproofing solution. Wet basement? Better call B-Dry, 865-588-0454 or online at bdry.com.
Do you want a custom themed tumbler or bottle to show off your team spirit every day of the week? Well, look no further than Game Time Sidekicks. Every design has you, the fan, in mind. Their tumblers and bottles are double-walled, vacuum-insulated stainless steel, and their quality is second to none in the market. From stainless steel sippy cups to tumblers and sports bottles, Game Time Sidekicks offers something for the fan of all ages to rep their team with. They have many different logo options, so fans will have something they are proud to carry around all the time. Use promo code SWAIN at checkout to get 20% off of your entire purchase at GameTimeSidekicks.com. They also offer $5 flat rate shipping. Be sure to check out the Game Time Workshop on the website and customize your tumbler to make it one of a kind with things like your nickname, number, or initials. Game Time Sidekicks. Show your colors and carry your team.
It's your boy, Big Will, from Old Ben Franklin Motors, Alcoa, Tennessee, 911 Louisville Road. Yes, it's the holiday season again. Uncle Sam season, y'all. Income tax time. It's the holiday. So bring your last check stub or your W-2 to 911 Louisville Road, Alcoa, Tennessee, Old Ben Franklin Motors. Come see Big Will. And we're going to give you a free vacation if you buy a car. Bring your W-2 or your last check stub. Like I said, the 911 Louisville Road, Alcoa, Tennessee. Old Ben Franklin Motors. Ask for Big Wheel. Good credit, bad credit, slow credit. Guess what? You know we're going to get you approved. Call me now, 865-980-88 1216. Good credit, bad credit, slow credit. Set up your appointment and we will get you approved. Turn down for what?
There are articles and news stories that you read about the things that people do. And when you're reading those and you start to shake your head, you start to scratch your head a little bit. You get confused. You don't understand why. You start to ask questions. But really, there's only one question that matters. What is that question, you may ask?
For what?
All right, it's time for what here in the Swain event. Ben, what you got today?
I'm going to the baseball diamond, and it is not to give the Houston Astros a for what, but rather a fellow AL West team a for what, and that is the Los Angeles Angels. And Swain, to be honest with you, I'm surprised that this has not picked up more steam, at least on my social media feed. I have not seen a lot of people talking about it. But the Angels have fired their longtime visiting clubhouse manager after an internal investigation confirmed suspicions that he was providing ball doctoring substances to opposing pitchers. Sources confirmed to ESPN last Thursday. MLB initially informed the Angels about a week ago about allegations that Brian Harkins, who had been with the Angels for 30 years, was providing illegal sticky substances in the visiting clubhouse that aided pitchers' ability to grip the baseball. Sources with knowledge of the situation said Harkins confirmed that he had been let go Thursday, but did not elaborate on the reason. The Angels did not comment either, citing legal restrictions preventing them from discussing employee matters. The LA Times first reported the news. So what he did is just absurd to me. You are the visiting clubhouse manager. You work for the Angels, and theoretically, if you work for the Angels, you probably want the Angels to succeed, or at least you should want the Angels to succeed if you work for them. And you are providing the other team with substances to doctor the baseball, their pitchers. This gets a huge for what to me. And look, every team cheats in this sense, and every pitcher alive doctors the baseball in some form or fashion. I can't tell you how many times in my time working minor league baseball, I was a bat boy in high school for the Huntsville Stars, who are now the Rocket City Trash Pandas. And the new stadium just built out by the airport looks pretty dang. It's done. I think they're calling it Toyota Field. Looks pretty dang good. I'm excited to get back to Huntsville and go to a game. But I can't tell you how many times in working with the Huntsville Stars as a bat boy in high school, I would sit in the dugout before a game, and the starting pitcher for that game would sit there and take either the stick of pine tar or the rosin bag or whatever and just put it on his glove to where the umpire couldn't see it, and like a big thick, just a lot of it on their glove to where they could just touch it during the game and be able to get a better grip on the baseball. So like it happens every single game, but for an opposing clubhouse manager to help the opponent against the team that he works for, that's taking it to a whole different level. So this guy for the Angels gets a huge for what in my book.
You know what I just learned, Ben? I don't know if I just learned it. I think I just realized it after just thinking about it. But the three major sports, baseball, football, and basketball, baseball cheats more than any other sport, man.
Yes, without a doubt. Without a doubt.
I mean, you got cork bats, you got pine tar, you got steroids, you got stealing signs electronically. What kind of mess is this, Ben?
Not great, Bob.
I mean, basketball, I guess it's essentially cheating if you take 3 steps and travel, but they don't call it, is it really cheating? They don't enforce it, is it really cheating? In football, I guess you can look at college football and maybe the recruiting that goes on. Maybe, but no sports cheats like baseball, man.
No, I think it's easier to get away with it than any other sport because there's downtime.
You mean
not always visible.
Easier in football recruiting to cheat? Or
well, it's easier in baseball to cheat in various ways.
Yeah.
Whereas in football and basketball, it's kind of fast paced. All eyes are on you. Like you could be the left fielder on Monday Night Baseball and a ball not be hit your way the entire game, and the only time you are shown on television is during your 3 at-bats.
Yeah. Cheaters, man. That's what baseball is. Just a bunch of cheaters. I'm going to Roxborough, North Carolina. We have never had this type of for what before. We've been doing for what for 5+ years on the Swain event. 5+ years on the Swain event. Think about all the shows. We do this show 5 days a week. We've never had a for what like this.
Wow.
For Ruth Bryant's 100th birthday, she crossed a significant item off of her bucket list. She went to jail. The Person County Sheriff Office helped fulfill Bryant's unusual wish when 2 deputies showed up at her assisted living facility to serve her a warrant charging her with indecent exposure. Sorry if you're eating breakfast. The 2 deputies handcuffed Bryant to her walker and placed her in a patrol car, giving her the full experience with lights and sirens flashing and blaring. Before she got in, the deputies warned her not to put up a fight, and she playfully kicked at them. Quote, "Don't kick me. I got a bad knee," one deputy said, to which Bryant replied, "I got 2 bad knees." The Courier Times of Roxborough reported that as Bryant tried to get out of the patrol car, she told the deputies they should go after another criminal. Quote, "The people who make these low damn seats in these cars ought to arrest every one of them." Once in the jail, Brown was treated like, a criminal. She had a mud shot taken, spent a few minutes in a jail cell, and left with an orange shirt with the words, "Person County Jail" on it. Quote, "I'm in the jailhouse now. I finally got here," she exclaimed. Who wants to go to jail? Who wants to go to jail to fulfill and complete a bucket list?
Why would going to jail be on your bucket list?
I don't know. But she's 100. I guess she figures she don't have much time. So whatever.
YOLO.
You only live once. And in this case, it's 400 years. A century. Unreal, man.
I could be a 100, and I promise you that I will not want to go to jail.
Indecent exposure, though.
Ugh.
That's the part that you can't skip over.
It's even worse.
So I hope no one's eating raisins or plums right now. Just saying. 865-250-503. Hour 3 coming up.
Hour 3 of the Swain event is brought to you by the Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
While the players are gearing up for the gridiron, it's time for you to get geared up at Alumni Hall. Find the best selection of Nike, Nike Golf, Peter Millar, and all those retro logos you love. And the 2 for $28 t-shirt deal? game changer. And don't forget about the rest of your game day crew. There are plenty of options for the entire family and to upgrade that tailgate. Shop now at one of their 6 convenient locations in Tennessee or 24/7 at alumnihall.com. It's football time in Tennessee.
Voted Best Barbecue in City View Magazine and a top 100 barbecue restaurant in the country, Dead End is a no-brainer when you are craving the smoky flavor of quality Q. Dead End makes it easy to enjoy their fantastic menu with online ordering and local delivery with Valet Gourmet. That's right, you can have Dead End brought to you. Can't think of the spread for your next event? Get Dead End to cater it. Check them out online, deadendbbq.com. Dead End Barbecue. The search is over.
Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union, a place where you belong.
Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union has helped people save money for almost 80 years. Whether it's free checking, financing a vehicle, or purchasing that new home, Alcoa 10 is here to help you. Better rates, better service. Check them out at atfcu.com.
Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union, a place where you belong.
Member NCUA.
You're listening to the Swain event, fueled by Dead End Barbecue. Check them out online at deadendbbq.com.
So what is Ron Hunter going to do, the former Georgia State coach that during that magical run years and years ago, son was on the team. He was drafted by the Boston Celtics. Remember he was the coach on the stool that kind of fell off the stool celebrating when Georgia State went on that run during the NCAA tournament. He is now coaching at Tulane and had a really good start there at Tulane. And during a press conference in October, he guaranteed before the season started that Tulane would not finish last in the conference in the AAC, and said that if that were to happen, he would guarantee that he'll walk on water instead of finishing last. So they're last. So what time is he planning on walking on some water?
How is he going to walk on water is what I want to know.
Technically, he can. He can walk on a large frozen block of water.
Wouldn't that be ice?
Would it be water too?
But in that form, it would be a solid, which would be ice.
But it'd be a form of water. It still technically would be water. Right?
I guess.
Could he walk in a pool that's like 3 foot tall or 3 foot high? Does that count for walking on water? Not really?
No, because you'd be walking in the water.
Not on top of it, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how he's going to pull this one off. Maybe he should pull the whole, see what happened was, I didn't think we were going to be that sorry, and we were, so sorry.
That's exactly what he should pull.
Or just ignore it, or just lie. That's what I would do. Tennessee Levi says Higgins would be the SEC Player of the Year, but man, he checks out and is a selfish player. His act against Tennessee was very selfish, very, very selfish. And I think it should play into him winning this award outright. I think, if anything, it should be co-defensive player of the year. And honestly, I think if he didn't refuse to go back into the game and not suspended, I think it should be a co-defense player of the year award anyways, to be honest. I'm just telling you what I prefer.
A Kentucky player to win over Tennessee?
No, just the type of player, the type of defender that I would prefer. You take both players and you take their jersey name and color off of them, and you just look at them for the player. I would prefer a guard like Ashton Hagans over a 6'6" player in Pons.
Mm-hmm.
I just think a lot of a pressuring point guard. I just think they do a little bit more frequently during the game. But Pons, you calculated this during the break, that he accounts for what, 46%, 44%, 42%?
Let me pull up my calculator. I think it
was
is
in the
still-
40s.
It is 43-ish, 42.
42% of Tennessee's blocks.
The Pons has 73 blocks. Folke is the next highest at 27 blocks. And I was shocked to see that Josiah Jordan James has 23 blocks.
Yeah, he blocks the ball. We've seen Jalen Johnson send some shots back. We've seen Folke send some shots back. I mean, this team, you don't lead the conference in blocks if Pons is the only guy blocking shots, even though, yeah, he is accounting for 42% of the team's blocks, but still, there's several times I've seen Josiah block a shot. All right, so I'm not going to skip around it. I ain't gonna skip around it. So Ashton Hagans was, I guess he thought this was smart, which explains why he's been making bad decisions as of late and found himself suspended. A Snapchat surfaced of him flashing a large amount of money. Is this a big deal? Will it be a big deal? What do you see happening, Ben?
I think it'll be a big deal. Kentucky has already commented on it and said that they have seen the video. They said something without saying anything, if that makes sense. They acknowledged the video and said that they would investigate or look into it or whatever. And then you mentioned earlier that Ashton Hagans was already named in the FBI report scandal that happened last season. You put two and two together, I think it's pretty obvious what the answer is. So I could absolutely see a situation. I don't necessarily think that it would happen, but I could see a situation to where Hagans can't play the rest of the year. Because if the NCAA begins to investigate this solely because of the Snapchat that Hagans posted of him flashing all of his money, then his eligibility will be in question. And if his eligibility is in question and Kentucky continued to play him throughout the tournament, then obviously those wins, if Kentucky were to win, they don't count anymore. I could see a James Wiseman situation. The only difference is this all started because Ashton Hagans was stupid and flashed all of his cash on Snapchat.
Matt Jones says, I'm not worried about the Ashton Hagans video. It was posted a couple weeks ago, found by Louisville Media last night. He said it was really stupid of Ashton to post, but I see no reason to worry about it without other information. What other information you need when you have a student-athlete post a large, fat wad of cash?
After he was named in the FBI investigation. Or report, whatever you want to call it.
UT Compliance Department, quote, has already addressed the red flag raised by the large wad of cash in Ashton Hagans' hand. So this is according to a tweet from Tim Sullivan, Courier Journal's beat writer that covers Kentucky's athletics, that Kentucky has already kind of handled that previously.
Yes, and just a reminder, Ashton Hagans and former Kentucky player Jared Vanderbilt, Hagans and Vanderbilt were both mentioned in the FBI probe as two of the 19 players that were reportedly involved with Christian Dawkins in the play for pay scheme.
In that information that you're reading there, did it mention what the plan was from Christian Dawkins for Ashton Hagans? Because I saw what he was trying to get for Higgins was a type of monthly allowance for $2,000 a month during his career, and then at one point that was going to be increased to $3,000 a month.
Dawkins planned to 2019 point guard Ashton Higgins of Georgia, who reclassified to the 18 class and is a freshman at Kentucky. According to the email, Dawkins $1,000 per month from October of 17 to October of 18, then $3,000 per month through April of 2020.
So that was the proposed plan when shopping him at all these schools. Kentucky got him, and so we're supposed to believe that Kentucky is not doing that with him.
Exactly.
Just like I'm supposed to believe that when Kansas was trying to pay for Zion and Zion went to Duke, I'm supposed to believe that Duke didn't pay for Zion. I'm supposed to believe that. Okay, I'll believe it. Cool, whatever. Honestly, I don't really care if the players get paid.
I don't either.
Yeah, I just want to be able to do it too. I mean, if we gonna do it, let's do it. Like, let's do it.
But don't you think Matt Jones is wrong not to be worried about it without other information when there is prior information on Ashton Higgins being linked to the FBI probe? If I'm a Kentucky fan, I disagree with Matt. I would be worried because there is other information.
Oh, I know why he's not worried, because they can't prove it.
Well, right.
That's why. That's why he's not worried. He's not worried because look at Will Wade. He's not worried because look at the number one team in the country is Kansas. Look at him. I mean, Kentucky's a blue blood. That's why he's not worried. It doesn't matter if he knows that cheating occurred. He's not worried because you still got to prove it. So I understand what Matt Jones is saying there. I get it. I understand. Tennessee's a football blue blood. And you can say whatever you want to say. You still got to prove it. You can say whatever you want to say about Georgia, Alabama, and those in the players' cards. You can say whatever you want to say about videos of the guys having a truck or a charger or money. You can say all that stuff. You can see it, talk about it all you want to. Can you prove it? Cam Newton never missed a game at Auburn. He never missed a game. You have to prove it. You have to prove it. And that's why Matt Jones is not worried. How long has Matt Jones been a Kentucky fan? Probably a long time.
Long time.
How long you think Kentucky's been doing things like this? Probably a long time. Has Kentucky got in trouble?
Nope.
In your lifetime? Not my lifetime. Probably not Matt Jones' lifetime. Has Kentucky ever been in NCAA trouble?
Did they get in trouble under Tubby?
If they did, it was very minuscule. It was nothing. It wasn't like they lost any big time scholarships. It wasn't like they had a ban, postseason ban. I've never seen Kentucky get in trouble in basketball. That's why Matt Jones is not worried. And I understand. Hour 3, powered by Low T Center and lowtcenter.com.
Hour 3 of the Swain event is brought to you by the Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
Do you want a custom themed tumbler or bottle to show off your team spirit every day of the week? Then look no further than Game Time Sidekicks. All of their bottles and tumblers are double-walled, vacuum-insulated stainless steel, and their quality is second to none in the tumbler market. New this year are their stemless 12-ounce tumblers, perfect for repping your team while enjoying your favorite wine. They also have new 3-in-1 jackets to use as a koozie for a can or bottle, or you can pop a lid on it and use it as a 12-ounce tumbler or coffee cup. Be sure to check out everything Game Time Sidekicks has to offer at GameTimeSidekicks.com. Game Time Sidekicks, helping fans show your colors and carry your team with unique gear you will actually use. JC's Tree and Landscaping Service specializes in quality tree work done at an affordable price. Trimming and removing trees are their specialty. They also offer other services like land clearing, stump grinding, crane services, and all of your basic landscaping needs for both commercial and residential. JC's will give you a free estimate and beat any written quote by a competitor to guarantee that you get the lowest price around. Don't risk your land with a fly-by-night service. JC's Tree and Landscaping is licensed and insured. Give them a call at 865-599-3799.
For a replay of each day's Swain Event TV, like us on Facebook.
With smartphones being such an integral part of our daily lives, it is truly an inconvenience when it doesn't work properly. It disrupts the normalcy of our day. When you go into the cell phone store to have it repaired, they just try to upsell you on a new phone. That's why the owner of iDrop, T. Kell, left those places and opened iDrop. His goal is a happy customer. T. Kell and the team will listen to what you have going on and work to solve the problem of your broken device in a way that best suit your needs, instead of trying to upsell you on something that you just don't need. They don't just repair phones, they can service your laptop or PC as well as your Mac. Windows 7 support is over, but iDrop can help you transition to Windows 10. They have a 5-star rating on Google with hundreds of positive reviews. Let me say that again. I don't think y'all understand how big this is. They have a 5-star rating on Google. Their customer service really speaks for itself. So if you ever find yourself with a device that isn't performing as it should, give iDrop a call at 865-888-9740 or check them out on Facebook at iDrop of Knoxville. If man made it, they can fix it. Hour 3 here in the Swain Event, powered by Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Men, stop ignoring your sleep apnea today. Stop ignoring it. Right now, you can go to the website. You can order a sleep test straight to your home. Get that in 1 to 2 days. For the results of that sleep test, you can get your new CPAP machine in 4 days. You just don't see that. You don't see that in this industry. Guys, you need to be able to breathe while you sleep. It's super important. It may not look cool that you have a mask on, but who cares? You're asleep. You can't see yourself sleep anyways. No one else can see you except for one other person if you're lucky enough to have somebody. It may not be comfortable to you. Would you rather be uncomfortable and breathe or comfortable and not breathe? Your choice. I have a CPAP machine that I got from the Low T Center. Simple home test. Got my results. Boom. In a CPAP machine. Brand new. I've had one since 2011. And I got a new one through Low T Center. It's been a game changer for me.
On Friday, Tennessee football confirmed a series of changes to its football staff. Andrew Warsaw, as we have talked about, he was previously at Mississippi State. He is Tennessee's new director of football operations. That was one move. Another one was Todd Watson, which we have also talked about. An original member of Pruitt's support staff is moving from director of football operations to the director of football programming. That role was held by Joe Osovet. So Joe Osovet moves to the tight ends coach, promoted to tight ends coach, and Todd Watson takes over the role that he was filling. Chip Long was officially announced as an offensive quality control assistant. I have no idea how to pronounce this name, but defensive graduate assistant Nanumi Lololahia has moved into a defensive quality control analyst role. Let's see if you can take a stab at that name.
Nah, you got it. Sound like you got it right.
I need Henry Tobo's help. And Nick Hardesty, a football operations graduate assistant, is moving into a full-time operations assistant role. So spring practice begins tomorrow. Jeremy Pruitt will speak following practice for the first time this spring at 6:10 approximately. I believe football practice is at least the media viewing portion is 4:10, 4:20, somewhere in there, around 4 o'clock. And then, as I mentioned, Jeremy Pruitt will speak following practice. So with practice starting tomorrow, Vol football is getting all their ducks in order.
I honestly think during the spring, you guys should be able to watch practice a lot longer. I just don't think there's a big reason to.
They let us watch longer.
Yeah, just
not much longer.
Yeah, I think it should be longer, man.
We go from about 3 minutes to 15 minutes.
Because it ain't really about y'all. Honestly, I can care less about y'all writing y'all stories, and I know that's me included. You know, I'm part of the media too. But it's more about the fans. You know, giving the fans more access, because that's really how the fans are able to know what's going on. The media they're the connection from the university or the team they cover to the fans. And the more access you give the media, the more that the fans are able to kind of know more about their football team. And I think that's important.
No, I agree. And like I said, we do see an increase. It usually is about, if I remember correctly, it was about 10 to 15 minutes last spring. It was 3 periods, 3 full periods, whereas in the fall, especially once the season got underway and it was game week, it was about 3 to 5 minutes.
Yeah, I think it should be more than 3 periods, honestly.
Yeah. I don't even care about the amount of periods. It is the periods we get to see. I wish we got to see team periods, because that's when we would be able to really take things away from practice.
Yeah.
We'd be really be able to have some takeaways. Because like even watching Harrison Bailey, even though today is his first practice, or tomorrow will be his first practice, he should still look good throwing the ball in the air with no DB guarding Josh Palmer or D'Angelo Gibbs. He's a college quarterback. He should still be able to look good throwing the football against the air without any defense.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what are we supposed to take away from that? Like I want to see Harrison Bailey when he's facing a blitz, and I'm not saying that they'll necessarily do that in spring practice, but against a live defense, how does he look then?
They will.
That's what I want to see.
They might not let defense hit him, but he'll face the blitz. He'll have to react. And if you're Jim Chaney, you can be able to tell if a quarterback is ready to react versus a blitz. You don't have to hit him to be able to see that if you're Jim Chaney. They'll put him in those situations. Let me see here. No, hold on. You think they have no, they don't have a pronunciation guide. Nanumi? I think that's right. Or Nanume?
Nanumi.
It's Numi or Nume?
The last name is the hard one.
Lolohia?
I guess that's it.
I'm going Lolohia.
Lolohia.
Yeah.
Nanumi Lolohia. Say that 5 times fast.
Nanumi Lolohia. Nanami Lolohia. Nanami Lolohia. I got 3. That's all I got.
I don't think you have to worry about
Lolohia is his last name. I think that's right. I think we got that one. Todd Watson. Hey man, once a coach, always a coach, man. You have it in your blood. Remember, he coached Julio Jones there at Viger High School in Alabama. He was a longtime high school coach. And Todd Watson got up here, director of football operations. It's like, I don't know about this office stuff. I'm a football coach.
But what is a football programming role?
It's some made-up titles.
So that he can coach?
So he can be a on the field, off the field coach. So on the field during practice, off the field in games, I guess, whatever. It's some weird title they made up. Just like you make up titles to give coaches more money. You give people titles just to be able to have them on board.
Well, and to your point about bringing them on board, that was the made-up role for Joe Ossovet to come on board.
Yeah, I don't even know what that means. I don't even know what you do. What's your duties? What's your responsibilities? What do you do? I wonder what position Todd Watson will work with.
That was going to be my question to you. Does he have like a specialty? Are you aware of a specialty?
I'm not sure. Joe Ossovet in his first year worked with David Johnson with the wide receivers, and then he worked with David Johnson with the running backs last year. So I don't really know. I don't know where Todd Watson, like what position he specializes in. If he's a defensive guy, offensive guy, I really don't know. I guess we'll find out here tomorrow. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll find out where he is. He'll be with the group tomorrow. So we'll find out tomorrow about Todd Watson. But he's a coach, man. He's a coach. Coach's coach. I had a feeling he wasn't going to be staying as a director of ops guy, staying there in that position for long.
Also, he was at Foley High School.
Foley. I said Viger. Mm-hmm. Foley.
Where he also coached Robert Lester and DJ Fluker. I thought that was right because I've played baseball at Foley High School because on spring break we go down to Gulf Shores and play in the tournament down there, and we played a couple games at Foley High School, home of Julio Jones and DJ Fluker. He was the defensive coordinator at Hoover, so
defense.
I imagine he will be on the defensive side of the football.
So defense then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it'd be defense. There it is. So will it be linebackers with Niedermeyer, or will it be, ends with Shelton Felton, or will it be with Jimmy Barnball? I'm pretty sure he won't be with the secondary.
Well, or will he? Because I could see a situation to where Pruitt is really going to spend a lot of time at linebacker because Shelton Felton is at outside linebacker.
Maybe
Niedermeyer is at inside linebacker. First time coach at that position for Niedermeyer, and first time big time gig for Shelton Felton.
Wait a minute. So Todd Watson was the defensive coordinator from 2000 to 2004?
Mm-hmm. At Hoover.
At Hoover High School?
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Helped them go 70-4 and win 4 Alabama 6A state titles.
Yeah, I don't care about that part.
I know.
Huh.
He was the man in charge of slowing you down during that time period.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I just figured that out just now. Huh. Wow. Huh. So Todd Watson was the one who was scheming against me in the 2000 season and 01 season and the 02 season. Didn't play in my senior year. Huh. I did not know that.
You have to bring it up next time you see him.
Did not know that. Man, small world. I don't think I should bring it up, man. How do I bring it up without talking trash?
Well, they beat you, didn't they?
I had a career day against Hoover.
Did you win?
I had career days against Hoover.
How many? I know it probably goes hand in hand, but what about as the offense as a whole? Did y'all put up a bunch of points on them?
My sophomore year, we were one play away from beating them at Hoover Met to go win the state championship. One play away. We were driving late fourth quarter, under a minute. We were at the 10-yard line going in, and we threw a pick to me, throw a pick, and we lost that game. But that was a high-scoring game. I mean, we had the game right there won. And then my freshman year, we played them in the regular season, and that was like a 42-41 win. We had no business being on the same field as Hoover my freshman year, but that was a great game. That was a fun game. And in my junior year, we just got beat down by Hoover. We didn't have the dogs. We got beat down, but I still had a good game. Spoken like a real wide receiver. I mean, the team lost, but I mean, I won.
Am I doing the show today with Antonio Brown or Jason Swain?
Hey, man, I balled out in those games.
Well, I guess if you scored a lot of points, the offense did, then I guess y'all did do your job.
I probably had about 400 yards in those games against Hoover.
Combined?
Probably combined, and about 4 or 5 touchdowns. Todd Watson. Take that for data.
I bet Rush Probst was cussing Todd Watson.
Oh, he probably was. Yeah, but it was nothing that Todd Watson can do. I mean, they did all they could do.
Humble brag.
They did, man. They had a great team, man. Great team, great athletes, awesome coaching staff. They had it rolling down there, man. Rolling. I guess I'm kind of happy that we were close in those 2 games. I'll take a more victory, I guess. I guess I'll take one. Because Griswold had no business being close to those guys in that stretch, man. They were dominating teams. I did not know that Todd Watson was a defensive coordinator at Hoover. That's why he be looking at me funny sometimes. I never brought it up to him.
It's probably because every time he sees you, he has a flashback from the conversation he had with Rush Probst after the game.
I never brought it up to him. We've had conversations here and there, but I've never brought it up to him. I did not know he was the defensive coordinator. Wow. So, yeah, he'll be on defense, more than likely. The question is, what position? DBs, linebackers, or defensive line? We'll find out tomorrow. Swain Event. Be right back.
Hour 3 of the Swain Event is brought to you by the Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
When you see the happy face on our truck, you'll be smiling because you'll know that you're in love.
Beat the heat and save big with Hiller's HVAC replacement special. Save $1,000 when you purchase your new HVAC unit from Hiller before March 31st. After that, prices start rising. Don't be caught without AC this summer. Visit happyhiller.com to learn more.
Call the happy face truck today.
Fellas, I have a very important question to start the new year. Have you noticed a lack of energy, motivation, and drive? It could be from low T, or it could be from something else, like sleep apnea, or even low thyroid. Start your new year healthier with a quick and easy health assessment at Low T Center. They treat more than just low T, including sleep apnea, low thyroid, and more. It's covered by most health insurance. If you've been feeling tired, grumpy, have weight gain, or loss of muscle, call 865-392-1388 or go to lowtcenter.com. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
It's your boy, Big Will, from Old Ben Franklin Motors, Alcoa, Tennessee, 911 Louisville Road. Yes, it's the holiday season again. Uncle Sam season, y'all. Income tax time. It's the holiday. So bring your last check stub or your W-2 to 911 Louisville Road, Alcoa, Tennessee, Old Ben Franklin Motors. Come see Big Will, and we're going to give you a free vacation if you buy a car. Bring your W-2 or your last check stub. Like I said, the 911 Louisville Road, Alcoa, Tennessee, Old Ben Franklin Motors. Ask for Big Will. Good credit, bad credit, slow credit. Guess what? You know we gonna get you approved. Call me now, 865-980-8216. Good credit, bad credit, slow credit. Set up your appointment and we will get you approved. Turn down for what?
At work? Can't call in? Don't feel bad. You can talk to the guys on the text box. It's part of the free Swain Event app.
Auburn shot 50%.
Why are you bringing up old stuff?
It just happened. Fulkerson got 19 points. We did say he was going to be leading scorer for Tennessee. We were right there. Did you pick Auburn to win or Tennessee to win?
I picked Auburn.
I picked Tennessee.
I thought
Did I pick Tennessee to win?
No. How do you not remember? I'm just kidding. No, you didn't even think Tennessee would cover.
That was Kentucky.
Oh, that was Kentucky. No, you didn't pick Tennessee to win.
I
think we would both remember that.
I did say maybe I should pick Tennessee to lose so that way they can win because that's what happened against Florida and Kentucky. I picked Tennessee to lose and they won that game. But we didn't – I don't think we really picked the game Tennessee-Kentucky. That's what I think happened.
Well, and also apparently Santiago Vescovi's family isn't as much of a good luck charm as we thought.
It's their fault. I'm just kidding. I mean, you would think that Tennessee, with only 11 turnovers, would have a better opportunity to win that game. But, man, rebounding 42-26.
Yeah, well, and I think part of that is Auburn shot 50%. There's not as many rebounds to grab when a team is shooting that high.
Well, they still had way more than us, 16 more than us.
Tennessee missed way more shots.
Get some offensive rebounds.
What was Tennessee shooting from the field? 40-something, did you say?
33%.
Yeah, that's the reason Tennessee got out-rebounded right there. Auburn couldn't miss. Less rebounds for Tennessee to grab. Tennessee could not make more rebounds for Auburn to grab. I didn't watch that game. There were a couple of plays where I was like, dang, Tennessee should grab that rebound. Like one or two here or there. But I didn't watch that game and think, man, Auburn is just out hustling, out working Tennessee on the glass.
You're right. Defensive rebounds, 30 for Auburn, 17 for Tennessee. So that's where the separation was in the rebounding department.
What about offensive rebounds?
Just 3. Auburn had 12. Yeah. Tennessee had 9. Still, I mean, if you know you're not making shots, you gotta hit the glass even more. And I think Josiah Jordan James is a great offensive guard and a great rebounding guard. But it's clear he didn't have a game that Tennessee needed. He did not play like he did against Kentucky or against Florida. And we knew that, yes, John Fulkerson is Tennessee's best player offensively, but Josiah was arguably the most important player because you saw the difference in when he plays well and the team's ability to win and when he doesn't play well. It's harder for Tennessee. So
that game was easy to break down. Really 2 points. Samir Daddy had a career day. Josiah Jordan James, bad Josiah Jordan James showed up for Tennessee.
Yeah.
That was the difference.
All right, who we got on the phones?
Dave Tony.
Dave Tony, good morning.
Good morning, gentlemen. Did y'all have a good weekend outside of Tennessee basketball sucking?
Yeah, Tennessee basketball was tough on me, man. Because I watched Lady Vols. I watched Ryan Howard. You know, at least she is so modest and so classy. I really appreciate her because, man, she was getting shots at ease, and Kentucky was just putting a slap down on Tennessee. It never was close. Tennessee never had the lead in that game, and they are in danger of not making the tournament. Ryan Howard just put on a show against us, but she was graceful. I appreciate that. And then Tennessee.
I don't think that they shouldn't make the tournament. I think that they should make the tournament as a very low seed. But
yeah, I'm just saying that it looks like they may or may not right now. I mean,
they'll be nervous.
It's a toss up right now, according to Charlie Cream.
They deserve to be nervous. I ain't even going to talk about UT basketball, either ladies or. I do have a question about ladies, though.
I wish my name was Charlie Cream.
I got 2 actually. Who is the one player over the past, 10 years that you wished would have been able to fulfill their playing career? And then secondly, who do you think has been the most attractive lady ball? And I'm going to give you all my answers.
Whoa.
Okay.
You trying to get me in trouble? Attractive?
I didn't say pretty. I said attractive just because of that reason. Some of these girls could be, they could be my kids. So, by far, Brittany Jackson. By far.
Okay.
And the one player that I wished we could have got to see that didn't get to play because of medical reasons is Kate McMahon.
Okay. Are we talking just Lady Vol?
Just Lady Vols. I ain't even talking about the men no more.
Both questions?
Most attractive. And the one who because of medical reasons you wished would have been able to play?
I got to think about that one. The first
How about
question.
you, Benjamin?
The first question. I'm not going to touch the second question because I don't think that's a conversation for radio. I think that's more of a
I plead the fifth.
off the air conversation.
Which one, the most attractive?
Yeah, I just.
Well, you ain't just agree to me because that's really the winner anyway.
Okay.
No, I just used to think I thought Brittany Jackson honestly was one of the prettiest women basketball players I ever seen play.
Britt. Yeah, I saw Brittany at that football game this year with her son. And Brittany was in school and I was in school. So, what you got, Ben? Thank you. I don't have to answer about who looks the best. I don't think it matters.
No, it doesn't. Real quick before we get to Buck Nasty, we do have breaking news on the Swain event, and I'm pulling up the article on knoxnews.com. Tennessee football player Brandon Davis suffered a gunshot wound and is being treated for injury. The article on Knoxville News Sentinel, if I can speak, reads that he suffered a gunshot wound in his leg in an incident under investigation by Knoxville police. He was transported to UT Medical Center and treated for non-life-threatening injuries. A Knoxville police officer was flagged down at 12:32 a.m. Saturday outside of a bar on Cumberland Avenue about an individual suffering from a gunshot wound. The officer wrote in an incident report obtained by Knox News that Davis appeared to have a small caliber gunshot wound in his upper left leg and was being assisted by several individuals. Davis, a sophomore defensive back, said he was inside the restaurant, bar, whatever you want to call it, when he heard a gunshot and felt pain in his leg and that he had no idea who shot him or why. Davis's teammate, sophomore defensive back Trayvon Flowers, told the officer he was inside the bar with Davis when the shooting occurred, but that he also didn't know who shot Davis. Officers searched the bar and did not find any shell casings or blood and were unable to locate anyone inside the bar that heard any gunshots or who saw Davis and Flowers in the bar before the shooting. An officer overheard several people say that Davis shot himself in the leg, according to the incident report. Davis, 20, a New Orleans native who signed as a 3-star prospect, appeared in one game last season after not playing in any games during a redshirt year in 2018.
So 8 o'clock, Bauer 12 on the text box sent us a question that says, heard anything about one of our players getting shot over the weekend? And then sent another one a minute later. Oh, we got it the first time. Ben, read those last 3 sentences again.
Officers searched the bar and did not find any shell casings or blood and were unable to locate anyone inside the bar that heard any gunshots or who saw Davis and Flowers in the bar before the shooting. An officer overheard several people say that Davis shot himself in the leg, according to the incident report.
Lord Jesus. Oh my gosh. I know this is sports talk radio. You're supposed to talk. So this is a Plaxico Burress situation, it looks like?
Yep.
Listen. I'm going to wait till some more details come out. I need to know for sure that this young man shot himself in the leg But that sounds pretty self-explanatory. There's no shooter. Can't find a shooter. Let me tell you something about nightlife as an athlete. So when I played, there were a couple spots that we went to that became forbidden. They became forbidden for us to go because they were real shootings. There was two groups of people shooting at each other. I won't mention where they were or the name of the establishments, even though those establishments are no longer in business. But yeah, we were banned from going to those places. And the Strip in the mid to early 2000s and even late 90s and early 2000s there, you had a huge police presence around that time of the night because that's when people were starting to go to the bars and the clubs. And around 2:30, 3 o'clock, that's when people were leaving the clubs and the bars. And so you had a huge police presence. You had some paddy wagons visible in case you need to scoop some people up and take them on in. Over the last 2 years, we have seen a change with the Strip, right?
Mm-hmm.
The Strip doesn't even look like a college town anymore. The Strip is commercial now. It's commercial. It don't even feel like Tennessee driving down the Strip. If this young man had a loaded gun walking around, and I hope he had a permit. Where is he from? Louisiana, right?
Mm-hmm. New Orleans.
I don't know the law as far as permits. If you have one in Louisiana, does that mean it's transferable to Tennessee? I'm not sure. We saw where Quentin Williams got arrested trying to board an airplane there at LaGuardia Airport in New York with a gun. He had an Alabama gun permit, which is not that hard to get in Alabama.
They give them out left and right.
I think I had one before I decided to move back to Tennessee full time.
Oh, you have a gun? Here you go.
Like the moment my wife told me that she was pregnant and she told me it was a daughter, we was gonna have a daughter, I was like, oh yeah, I gotta go get a gun right now. Right now. Right now. So yeah. And I got a permit then. What you need a gun for? On the Strip.
In Knoxville.
The Strip is like the most commercial campus I've seen in a while. Anything more commercial would probably be what, Vanderbilt?
Yes.
But even that, we're talking, I mean, it's a real city. So I would understand having some protection walking around Vanderbilt's main strip there, which is West End. Like, I understand having having protection on that street. But on the Strip, you need to be strapped on the Strip? Now, did someone threaten him? I don't know. I mean, someone's threatening you and like you out and you have a permit. I mean, I guess I understand. I remember sitting in a team meeting room, and Coach Former was like, listen, I know we have people from different walks of life where you may need a gun where you're from. You don't need a gun here. You don't need a gun here. So if you have a gun, I want you to come bring it to me. I'm pretty sure no one volunteered to pass over their firearms at that time. I'm pretty sure. Now, I have been at an establishment downtown. I think that establishment is still in business and operating under the same name, where we were leaving the club around 2:30, and a local, meaning someone who lives here, who was also at the club, got into it with one of our football players and told him that he was going to pop the trunk. Now, when you hear someone tell you they're going to pop the trunk, that doesn't mean they're going to be your Uber driver and help you with your luggage and put your luggage in their trunk. What that means is they about to go to the trunk and go get a firearm, and when they come back, they plan on shooting the place up. So I told my teammate, we're not staying to find out if this guy's bluffing or not. We're leaving. That's happened before. This is not going to be good if this is 100% true. Number one. Number two, this is not going to be good if this young man doesn't have a permit. I don't see how you keep him if this is true, because the firearm's discharged. I don't see how you get away with this one. I mean, I understand some other guys who've been on this football team have got in trouble. They've gotten second chances. We can rehabilitate. How do you get past a player shooting himself at the club like Plaxico Burrs, endangering himself and everyone there? That could have been a whole lot worse. If that is what happened.
Just not a great situation. And I'm sure Jeremy Pruitt will be thrilled to address that and Darrell Middleton.
This is like the worst timing ever. Yeah, it's the worst timing. It's the worst timing ever because he has to address two.
Mm-hmm.
Two of them.
Right off the bat.
Two of them after you won in the bowl game. You had a good recruiting class, a lot of excitement, a lot of momentum, and now you have to talk about this. This is going to make national news, Ben. Darrell Middleton's probably won't. Probably didn't, because I haven't seen anything. This, oh, it will. Oh, it will. Don't look at me, Ben. Don't look at me. Don't look at me. You see how disgusted I am. This don't make no sense. We in Knoxville, man. On the strip. What you... The last few incidents we've had an athlete with a gun, they haven't made it. I'm thinking about Brandon Johnson, 2004. After the Ole Miss game, he had a career day. He had a couple forced fumbles. I think he had a fumble recovery. I think he had a pick. I mean, he was defensive player of the game easily. And that was against Eli. That night, he shot a gun in the air in the neighborhood. He was gone. Next day. Boom. Defensive player of the week. One day, dismissed the next day. I'm serious. He was gone. And then the other incident with the gun was Tyler Smith, right? Basketball team.
Mm-hmm.
Dismissed. And
didn't Dietrich Marstella have a firearm in his dorm?
That wasn't mentioned when he got kicked off. He got kicked off for violation of team rules.
But then it came out.
There were several things that Dietrich Mostella did not do well here that led to his dismissal. Several things. He wasn't all that coachable either. So I think about players we've had. Tyler Smith. Remember, that was a game where Tennessee played 7 guys against Kansas and beat them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think of players that had a gun, they got in trouble, and that they survived. I can't think of any that did.
Just not great. Not a great situation.
Yeah, you over there real quiet too, Ben. Can't get your tongue. You don't know what to say, do you? It just blows your mind.
I just don't understand how. And like you said, we don't know 100% for sure, but how you shoot yourself in the leg.
I know somebody back home that did it. I do. I'll say this though. When you're from a rough area, and all you know is survival, and all you know is you better have protection because you never know what's going to happen, and then you get to college. Sometimes for some guys, it's hard to let go of that mindset. It really is. You have like PTSD, and you don't have to have a gun here at Tennessee. You just don't have to. Like if you feel like you need a gun to go out on the strip, you probably need to transfer.
Yes.
You're like if you feel like your life is in danger on the strip in Knoxville, you need to put yourself in a different environment. Maybe you need to go like Starkville where there's nothing to do. Hang out at the Walmart parking lot Saturday night.
And get in even more trouble?
But I mean, there's not a lot of people there.
What about Jansen Jackson?
Did he have a gun?
I don't know. Brad texted me his name.
Jansen's thing wasn't that. It was
Stay off the weed.
It was the weed that Jansen Jackson couldn't stay off of. Now he is serving a prison sentence right now for the murder of his mother's boyfriend, strangulation, but I don't remember his dismissal being because of a gun. It's just a series of just flub ups and failed drug tests and things like that. All the momentum created by this team and two people, lack of judgment, will steer all of the attention that should be on how 99% of the team is doing everything right in the classroom and on the football field, working hard in the gym. But two people will take all of that attention and put it on them because of their lack of judgment. And I know Darrell Milton has apologized and he's remorseful, but it still doesn't take away from the fact that he had a severe lack of judgment, and now Pruitt has to spend time talking about it. This is the first time speaking to the media, so they're going to ask him about it.
Yep. And on Darrell Middleton, Jimmy Brumbaugh posted that photo of taking care of his defensive lineman, taking him out to eat over the weekend, and Middleton was in that photo. So, still with the team, obviously. Participating in team activities.
Another thing to think about, too, if Brandon Davis has his gun on campus, that's a whole set of other problems, right? I don't know if you can have a gun on campus.
Is the strip considered campus?
Well, where does he live? If he lives on campus, where's the gun going to be? Got to think about that, too. Swain event fueled by Dead End Barbecue. For Ben McKee, I'm Jason Swain. Peace and love. Have a great Monday. We're out.